Hello everyone, welcome to the EXTV watch along. Portugal are taking on Croatia and the kickoff is going to take place in a couple of minutes. And of course, we're doing things a little bit different tonight, folks. So we are on TikTok as well. I'm trying things a little bit different. So I'm looking at a couple of monitors here and I know people are coming in. So Ronaldo and Modric will be taking on each other in this massive matchup in the round of 32. I would like to say, folks, a special thank you to everybody who has been following us. I hope the people on the TikTok are hearing me. I'm doing it a little bit different tonight. I'm using it on a mobile device and my mic, so I hope it stays charged. And like I said, folks, welcome. So the players are coming out. So usually I have a couple minutes chat before we start. A lot of people are asking me if this is a heat watch, and it's not. And I saw a subscriber just popped in there. I didn't see that. I want to make the subscribers really big, folks. Let's make that a little bit bigger. I couldn't see that person just now, so let's make it bigger. Somebody just subscribed, so thank you. I can't pronounce your name, but I will give you a shout out here. Take a look, folks. There he is. So people in the TikTok as well. I'm doing this on my device here, not through the other system, and hopefully it works. So the players are coming out. And I want to make sure the clock and everything is okay, my graphics is okay, and like I said, this is not a hate watch, folks. For all you Portuguese fans and Ronaldo fans, I am a Messi fan. I am a Cristiano, Ronaldo indifference guy. I couldn't be bothered. So like I said, folks, let me know what you think about this. Start dropping your predictions as well. I keep digging my nose, folks. I'm sorry, because I want to sneeze. My apologies. But let me know what you guys think about this particular game. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think a lot of people are saying Cristiano Ronaldo and his boys were going to win this tournament? And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, folks. So like I said, people share it to your friends, family, your dog, your cat, your gardener. And this is the big game, folks. This is the big boy. I'm seeing people joining as well. None has joined. That's an interesting name. And I have my EXTV jersey here, folks. I got this printed. So if you all want information about that, I can give you that. And like I'm seeing, Chris Hart has joined. Olivia Lopez has joined. So people, let me know, who are you supporting? Ronaldo, see. Oh, Modric. Two former Real Madrid teammates. A lot of people are talking about the camaraderie between these players and so on. Portugal were one of the favorites before the tournament, but I know a lot of people have changed their minds into that. So Browning user, a lot of people have joined. And of course, folks, in the TikTok as well, we have the YouTube live with graphics and more content as well, but I'm doing it this way to be a little bit different, so you could check that out as well. So of course, you could drop your predictions in the TikTok as well, folks, and let me know if you're hearing me. Edwin, Chris, and everybody else, and be sure to like and follow. And we're going to do that. So the teams are doing their anthems. And I didn't get to see their formations. The good thing is I have this device here, so we could look at both. And so let me do that really quickly. So the teams are doing it. Ronaldo out front, clearly. I'm seeing Vitinha. So I'm going to take a look at the formations, and we could have our discussions about this. So I'm trying to unlock it. So folks, are you in here? We already got one subscriber. We're approaching. Rosalind Joseph, Dark Off Tree has joined, Edward, John, everybody in here. Drop your comments, folks, because when you do that, you automatically qualify for a chance. When you follow, drop comments, and subscribe on YouTube and everything else, you automatically qualify for a chance for prizes. A jersey of your choice, club or country, and also a copy of EAFC 27. So I see Kingley, most welcome, Kingley, always regular. Nigel Pierre, welcome. So guys, so Chris Hart is saying Portugal to Croatia. I appreciate the follow, Chris. And I appreciate the likes. I appreciate that much. Kingley, I'm rooting for Cristiano Ronaldo. So I know there's a lot of Portugal fans. Rada, Babu, Maraj, welcome. So I'm going to pull up the formations here quick. In fact, the formations are going to pop up on the screen, folks. So I had to fight a lot of war with traffic to get in here. So folks, let me know what you're thinking about this particular game. So Portugal to win 3-1. Kingley is saying Portugal to win 3-1. Let me just narrow this a little bit, make this a little bit bigger. So folks, we are live on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We're on Facebook Live as well. Candice, I don't have faith in Croatia. I personally think, and you can head over to EXTV Media. I saw BCV has subscribed. Welcome, folks. BCV, welcome. Let me know where you're from. And when you subscribe, folks, and you could let me know where you're from and let me know your predictions in the YouTube chat or wherever you guys are. Mark has joined as well. And I really appreciate people joining in. So I hope this device holds off on the TikTok as well. I probably may charge it at halftime. I may have to disconnect my mic. So the TikTok people, let me know what's going on. We can watch it on Score 808. Well, I'm watching it on Rush as well, so I really encourage it. So people in the live, be sure to invite some of your friends. I'll be paying attention. Like I said, folks, we'll be doing giveaways as well. So I'm paying attention to everybody. I have my drink here. We're at EXTV Studios. And I know James is a huge fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. Earlier today, Spain, folks. Spain got past Austria pretty easily. I was expecting a bit more fight, but we have some content on extvmedia.com and stuff like that. So the players are lining up and we'll see the formations in a little while. But let's see what SofaScore has because we have a wonderful partnership with SofaScore. So let's pull that up really quickly. Like I said, folks, share with your friends. I saw Mark78 has joined. Welcome, Mark. Everybody in here, everybody in the TikTok right now, be sure to drop your predictions, folks. Drop your predictions. YouTube as well. Facebook as well. We already got a couple subscribers in here. BCV, let me know where you're from. People in the Facebook as well, let me know where you're from. Twitch as well. One nice gal has joined. Wow. That's definitely people from Trinidad and Tobago as well, so I love that. Yamal is a waste of time. Yes. He's been very quiet in this tournament, and he hasn't really produced much. And, of course, tomorrow, I'm going to do the Argentina game. And I had to say it like that, folks. And, of course, we had a hilarious content. So I'm seeing a lot of people want to join in and co-host as well. I'm going to see if I can get my person who's helping with the social media to help out. So be sure to like, follow. The objective tonight, folks, is to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok on my account. And also for YouTube, we already crossed 3,200. And the overall goal at the end of the World Cup, it's 10,000. We're trying to go for 10,000. So let me see. I have the formations here, but I'm pretty sure they will pull it up soon. But we have a wonderful partnership with SofaScore. So let me get that. So we have 3 referees from Norway. And I think 2 from South Africa, I think. So Portugal winning for Diego Jota. I mean, that's so sad what happened to him and his brother, I'm here to show you all that even though I'm an Argentina fan and I'm a Messi fan, I'm not going to be one of those toxic fans tonight, folks. I'm going to pretend I want Portugal to win. That's a fact. But, so let's see. Portugal playing the 4-2-3-1. Diego Costa, Nuno Mendes, Renato Vieira, Ruben Diaz, João Cancelo, Vitinha, João Neves, Rafa Leao, Bruno Fernandes, Pedro Neto, and of course, Cristiano, Ronaldo up front. So the man is up front, folks. So they're playing the 4-2-3-1, and of course, head coach Roberto Martinez. And Ronaldo is up front in that lone striker position, and with Neto and Bruno as well behind. Croatia is playing the same formation. Ivan Perisic, Pongracic, Josip Satalo, Josip Stanisic, Luka Modric, Mateo Kovacic, who's one of my favorite players. He played at Inter Milan. Martin Baturina, Bitar Susic, another boss of Inter Milan. Nikola Vlasic, and Ante Budimir playing the 4-2-3-1 with head coach Dalek Zlatko. He's had a great tournament, folks. So a lot of people are saying, folks, you can let me know in the TikTok. Start dropping your predictions as well. A lot of people are saying Cristiano Ronaldo is hurting the team. He's not. Let me know. Let me know what you think about that, folks. So like I said, we're live on TikTok, Facebook, and on YouTube, and on Twitch, folks. And of course, with each platform, there's different content. So on YouTube and so on, we have the graphics on the screen and the barcodes as well. So the teams are warming up, folks. So I have my clock next to me here. And I see everybody's coming in. So people, let me know. Is it going to be the Seleção of Portugal? Or is it going to be Croatia? Croatia is a team, folks. I'm going to be honest. The favorites are Portugal. We do have a match preview with the data from SofaScore. You can check that out where Portugal are the slight favorites. But can the experience of Luka Modric... Croatia is that kind of team, folks, that they are not going to play spectacular, dynamic football. But they will, folks. They will give you a hard time. So let me get my clock ready here, folks. Let me get my clock ready. So, let's see. 3, 2, 1. And we're off. And we're off, folks. And we're off. Kingsley, Portugal. So let's see, folks. Let us see. We're off here, folks. 10 seconds in. Portugal versus Croatia. I think this game is being played in Canada as well. So I see Mark join. I see Jaden join as well. People in the TikTok, let me know. Are you Portugal fans? Are you Croatia fans? Are you hate watching right now? And I'm here to prove that even though I'm a Leo Messi Argentina fan, you will never see me disrespecting anybody. Never. Never, 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 never. Of course, I want Argentina to win. So that's how I am. So we see Perisic, former Inter Milan and Tottenham man who currently plays in the Eredivisie in Holland. So, as expected, Portugal have not really performed to expectations in the tournament so far. We saw that draw with Congo. And then Colombia. A lot of people spoke about that. You know, was Colombia robbed, folks? You could tell me. You could tell me. You could tell me, folks, what you think. So, like I said, folks, I want to remind you all, we want to get the TikTok followers up to 1,000 tonight. And we want to get those likes up. People in the YouTube, you know, we want to keep going. We crossed 3,200. So we're almost at our goal. The people on the TikTok will see this on the screen. We're 30-something% closer to our goal. And we're trying to get to 10,000. So Portugal attacking as expected. Very dynamic play here. Croatia doubling up on the wide play because Portugal are going to try to get in on the wings. Very dynamic players. You have Vitinha and those guys. Portugal have Perisic, who's dangerous. So Croatia attacking in a way that I didn't expect. I thought they would have sit back a little bit, but you're not going to be able to do that. So the key for Portugal is to try to keep Modric out of the game. And, you know, Croatia are not the kind of team that are going to just dominate and attack you. They will choose their moments. A lot of these European teams kind of do that. So you have Perisic, who's a lot older now, but he does maraud down that left side and he can't create chances. He has a lot of experience, folks. So we'll see how that goes. So I see Fernando is following Johnny Mark. People in the TikTok, folks, I would love to hear your predictions because I am doing giveaways. So let me know. And I'd love to know how to flip my camera. So because my EXTV in the background is not around. And I have my EXTV jersey, folks. I got this jersey. And I'll give you some information on how to get that jersey as well, folks. So we're in the 3rd minute. You know, nothing much to really comment on so far. Both teams feeling each other out. Croatia in possession right now. Playing that 4-2-3-1. Perisic calling for the ball on the left side. Portugal not pressing as I thought they would. Portugal with a nice through ball there. Inside, cutting back. Could be a shot for Portugal. Oh my, not enough juice on that shot from Blidmir. Excellent through ball from Perisic. And I figured, you know, these are the kind of chances you're going to have to take, folks. These are the chances you're going to have to take. So Mark and everybody else, while you're in here, folks, be sure to drop a like, folks. Be sure to drop a like. And when you like, comment, and subscribe, you automatically qualify for a prize. So people in the TikTok as well, we're 3 minutes in. Croatia with a clear chance, but wasted. The final effort was not well taken. It was not well taken. So I will be referencing my SofaScore data as we go around. They give me data all the time, folks. Special shout out to SofaScore. They give us a lot of data as well. And we have our EXTV predictions on the website as well, extvmedia.com. So let me make sure and get this going. Get this going. Let's make sure it's all right. I'm trying to load up some graphics here as well. So Portugal in. Could this be goal number 1 for Portugal? Croatia blocking, pleading for a handball. Maybe they should have just shot the ball instead of complaining. So Portugal creating their first opening, but Croatia doing enough to scramble and get the ball out. There was a brief appeal for a PK. Are they going to look at it? Mark, Fernando, Johnny, Kingley, BCV, let me know, people. And people in the Facebook Live as well. Let me know what you think is going on. There was a half-hearted shot for a handball. I figured if they just kept playing. So João Cancelo, well, he was back at Barcelona. He was all over. You know, he was at City. He was at Bayern Munich. He was actually at Inter Milan and Juventus. Very talented right wing back. Very much in the mold of Hakimi. So Portugal showing what they're capable of. They are definitely dynamic. The ref getting in the way there, folks. I'm surprised they didn't stop the play there. So now Portugal have turned it up. After that first shot Croatia got, you're starting to see Croatia get pushed back. And Portugal playing the kind of football you expect them to play, which is that dynamic, fast movement. And Croatia, you know, are not afraid to sit back and defend. And they do try, Portugal, to get down the wing with those passing combinations and get in and pass it to the striker. And of course, Ronaldo is waiting in there. So Harrison Wells, let's go. Harrison, who are you supporting? And let me know which team you're supporting. Obviously, folks, I'm here to show you all that even though I'm a Leo Messi fan, I'm not going to be disrespectful to Cristiano and his boys. That doesn't mean I want him to win, folks. So let's see. I'm a complete neutral tonight. That's not true. I'm not a complete neutral. That's a lie. So we're 5 minutes in. Croatia with a clear chance, but it was wasted. At least a shot. The shot, they didn't connect well. But Portugal creating an opening, and Croatia had to resort to some defending very quickly. So we seen the Inter Milan man Sucic. He got a hit to the face there, I think. I don't think it was a foul. Let's see. I'm not sure what's happening. He's holding his face, so I don't know what's happening. So Portugal now, after that initial half scare, I think they're trying to turn it on. Attack with speed. And, if you're Croatia, obviously you can't go toe-to-toe with the running, so you're going to probably try to limit the movements of Vitinha and Bruno on these guys. So either team tonight, I don't mind. Either CR7 or Luka Modric advances, let the best team win. Correct? Let's see how it goes. So whipped in. And the keeper probably could have caught it there. Livakovic. We also him at the last World Cup. Excellent keeper. Perhaps not taking any chances. He probably, if you speak to some goalkeeping coaches, they would catch this, but he just knocked it over for a corner. So Portugal with their first corner. Well, I'm drinking my electrolytes, folks. I'm drinking my electrolytes. And like I said, folks, Leao going to take the corner here. And we'll see how it goes. The guy who has been making his name at AC Milan. A lot of people says he blows hot and cold. Not a good delivery. A shot from on top of the box, but not connected and going over the bar. The Croatian fans behind applauding. So we'll see how it goes. So people in the TikTok, Mark. Let's see. Tell me what you got. We're going to try to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok tonight, folks. So the people in the TikTok, I see a lot of people. Mark T, T Pips, a couple of people. Abdul has joined as well. So let me know your predictions in the TikTok, folks. Let me know your predictions. I'm doing it a little bit different tonight because when I tried to do a multiple stream, I was getting problems. So I'm doing it this way tonight, folks. So Croatia in possession. Perisic with a nice ball out wide. Maybe too wide. I suspect one of my criticisms with the, I shouldn't say European teams, but there's France, and of course there's Portugal, and there's Spain. But let's say Norway and Sweden and so on, I feel as if sometimes, even though I appreciate different tactics, they have maybe been left behind a little bit by tactics. They have been left behind by tactics. I think, they sometimes look just not as mobile as the other teams. And they do resort to tactics. But in the end, so far, athleticism, passing, more technical players winning. Perisic trying to deal with this ball. Cancelo making an overlap. This could be goal number 1 here. A troubling cross, but just missed in the end. Just missed in the end, folks. It was almost a goal. An in-swinging cross. Both Ronaldo and I couldn't see who else was diving in. So Neto cutting inside Perisic with an in-swinging cross. Aimed for Ronaldo. Both Ronaldo and the keeper missing it. And this is where you have to be very careful. Ronaldo can't get that height. He just didn't connect with the ball. I think he mistimed it. He's calling for a foul, which I don't... Come on, Ronaldo. Come on. So Harrison Wells. Oh, yeah, I just read your comment. So people on the Facebook, TikTok as well. Let me know what's going on. Like I said, folks, I will remind people when you like, subscribe, share, drop your predictions. You do automatically qualify for a chance to win a prize. So keep it coming, folks. So it feels like the time is flying by. We're in the 9th minute. Portugal doing well to outmuscle from the right back position, working their way up the wings. Very patient. Calming play. You want to try to get Modric into the game. He's going to float around very similar to Messi. Perisic out wide. You're going to see a lot of him. If Portugal need to shut him and Modric down along with Susic. And then you have Kovacic, who's very dynamic. So make no mistake, folks. Even this is an older Croatia team. They still have some very talented players in there. So Mark, Neptune, Jadon, Apple user, Les T, Platz, welcome. Welcome to the TikTok as well. People in the YouTube as well. Keep the comments coming. Let me know the predictions. Share with your friends. Stuff like that. At halftime, I'm probably going to have to charge this TikTok, folks. I'm probably going to have to charge this. Because I see the batteries are going down. The batteries are going down quickly. I'm going to have to probably take off my mic, which is a little bit annoying. So hopefully it can hold out till halftime, and then I'll plug the charger in. So folks, I'm seeing a shot of some dignitaries there, but it's gone. So if you're just joining us, we're 10 minutes in. Portugal 0, Croatia 0. And both teams, I would say Portugal had the better of the chances. Croatia creating a chance, but not connecting really well in the first couple of minutes. But Portugal definitely are the team that are trying to take initiative. But I would say Portugal had the better of the chances. Leao easily getting past his man. He's very dangerous on the wings. And Croatia once again could have a possible counter-attack. Wow. The counter-attack was stopped for a foul. The Croatian players are upset. Modric is upset. Kovacic is upset. And, that stopped a clear attack. And I can understand why they're upset. So I think, yeah, that looks... Let's see. Let me take a look at that replay and I'll tell you. What do I think? Yeah, it's soft, but it's a foul. It's soft, but it's a foul, folks. To be fair. So, folks, if you see me, the audio switches off for a little while, it's because I'm going to plug the charger into this device here for the TikTok people. And, keep it going. So, Portugal with a free kick. Ronaldo is over the ball. Modric is angry. He thinks they stopped them from a potential counter-attack. So, yeah. Let's see. Ronaldo is over the ball. Is anybody else going to take the free kick, folks? I mean, let's be real. Ronaldo hasn't had the greatest PKs in a long time. Some people are arguing sometimes he's a little bit selfish and he should let the others play. I would love to hear your opinions. At least take the free kicks. So I think it is Neto and Ronaldo. I think they're putting their wall in front of the Croatian wall, so it could be a little bit of a distraction. Justin Kai has joined. I see a lot of people are trying to join. So Ronaldo, straight into the wall, folks. Straight into the wall. Now, folks, I'm not saying this to pick on Ronaldo, but let's be real. The discussion has been raised that, is he holding back this team? That is a question. I'm not asking this. This is a general question. I think he's a top player, and I would have included him in the squad. Bruno should be taking the free kicks. I think so. I think at least sometimes. At least sometimes. In the last World Cup, a lot of people were, they were mad at Santos when they dropped Cristiano Ronaldo. And, it's a dilemma. So I know there's a lot of fans of Cristiano Ronaldo, and I know a lot of people have their opinions on, how we should do things. But, folks, let's be real. Let's be real here. I think, sometimes he may be doing more harm than good, folks. He may be doing more harm than good. So I'm monitoring the battery on my TikTok. Wow, my phone is dying. And because I have the mic connected to where the charger is, I should have got one of those wireless chargers. So people in the TikTok as well, maybe in a couple of minutes, you'll see me messing with the TikTok as well. So Leao down that side, that left side with a lot of pace. Not a very good cross by Leao, but he is capable of dribbling, getting past players, getting crosses in. Perisic using his experience and not only win the ball, but get a free kick, which will take pressure off Croatia, folks. So, folks, Croatia, as you know, we had to watch along with Terry Fennick, the former 1986 World Cup defender who played against Maradona. He was right here in the studio next to me. Croatia is a very stubborn team, folks. A very stubborn team. They may not be the same Croatia of maybe 4 years ago, even 8 years ago, where you had prime Rakitic, you had Brozovic, you had Modric in the midfield, and then you had Kovacic as the young players coming on, Kuzmanovic and a lot of these guys. Well, not him, but Ivanovic and all these other guys. It's either him or Gonzalo Ramos. Harrison Wells, he's probably still the best striker. They have to finish chances. Is it Ronaldo you're talking about, Harrison? So, Portugal with a bit of a rare attack, but of course they don't have much numbers forward, so they have to be very patient. Roberto Martinez barking instructions here. So, folks, Modric with an excellent ball out wide. And I feel as if the player on the left side for Croatia, let me get his name really quickly. That's his second time there was a ball that went to him and he just gave up on it. I don't know if it's a tactic to pace himself. A lot of these European players are having a hard time with the temperature. So the momentum maps, of course. So let me pull up the lineups here. So for Croatia, Vlasic, there's two times. I'm going to probably have to put on my glasses because this is really tiny, folks. You can't see it here. Wow. So I'm probably going to have to switch this battery out really quickly and put the charger in. So people in my TikTok, if you're going to bear with me with my bad audio, I'm going to have to plug the charger in. Folks. So I probably will step off the camera for a second and see if I get this to work. So Croatia we're 15 minutes in, and Portugal with another free kick on top of the box here. Oh, it's a corner. Sorry, my bad, folks. I lost my concentration. So Vernon, Simongal, everybody, like I said, folks, in the TikTok and everywhere else, drop your comments. We're going to try to get the followers up tonight. And let me know your predictions. And we'll be doing a lot of these throughout the World Cup. This is my 6th watch along. We're available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. So it's whipped in. Headed over the bar. Would Pepe have done a better job if he was there, folks? Would Pepe have done a better job? He has a hairstyle like Pepe. So, I'm paying attention, folks. I'm paying attention. So, SofaScore is giving me information while we talk. So, I'm probably going to switch my glasses really quickly. So, yes, folks, if you're just joining us, we're already just past, the quarter mark of this game. It's 0-0. And it's as technical. There's a foul here, a yellow card. I didn't get to see what happened. So let's see. Both play. Oh, no, yeah. I could see why. I played at university level and worked around pro teams and so on. And, I could understand the frustration of some players. It's a physical game. And I feel sometimes that these refs don't get it right with these things. They don't get it right with these things. So, like I said, folks, I'm going to take my mic off in order to charge this thing. So, Ruben Diaz getting a yellow. I could argue for and against that yellow card. So, Croatia, you want to keep things tight. And you want to make sure that Perisic and Modric get into the game as much as possible. That's definitely a foul. Definitely a foul by Portugal there on the wide side. So, Susic doing well. Susic, folks, I'm not just saying this because I'm an Inter Milan fan, folks. And for those who know me, I'm an Inter Milan fan. Very top dribbler. He had a slow start to his Inter Milan season, but he really grew into his own. But he has a lot of talent. So we have Modric on the ball as expected. So after this free kick, I'm going to switch and plug this phone into the charger, folks, just to make sure this TikTok doesn't shut down. Because I'm getting boatloads of messages. So Starbright, Vernon, everybody else, be sure to share with your friends. And, keep the stream coming. Let me know. See! Is Ronaldo going to win? So, free kick. Modric whips it in. Well cleared by Portugal. Leao trying to start a counter-attack. Trying to release Leao, but Croatia doing well to neutralize that counter-attack. Leao was trying to release a quick counter-attack. He's very pacey. I can understand why, but in the end, he was stopped. So while we're doing this, I'm going to ensure, because it's crazy how I'm burning through battery power. So Mark, Cristiano, Homer, everybody else, people in the TikTok as well. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you think about this game. I'm trying to use my battery here. So, folks, my audio I'm going to get some audio issues for a little while. And then I'll turn it back on, folks. I'm going to take my audio out for a couple seconds on the TikTok. The people on YouTube will be hearing me fine, of course. So if you want to jump across to the YouTube until I jump back on TikTok, you can do that. But I will take a couple seconds to fix my... I think, you know what? I'll do it at the hydration break. What do you all think about that? So Mark, Christian, Adonis, interesting name. Andre, Sales 42 has joined. Let me know, folks. TikTok and Facebook as well. Let me know how this is going to go. Share with your friends. I know there's a lot of Cristiano Ronaldo fans out there. And this is the big boy pants time, folks. This is where you win or you go home. And so far, there were 2 upsets, I would say, somewhat. I don't think Morocco was much of an upset. I had them as one of my dark horses. But, Netherlands are out. Germany were out. They had a really bad last 2 World Cups. They were out in the group stage and now in the first round of 32 elimination. And so far, all the quote-unquote big teams have done the business. So, let's see if that continues tonight. So, Spain made it through tonight. Kind of making easy work of Austria. And that was kind of a disappointing watch. I'm glad I didn't do a watch-along for that one. So, Spain, didn't really have to do too much. Ozabayal getting 2 goals. Portugal trying to spread the ball out to the wings, but unfortunately, it was too far ahead for Leao. So, my CR7 fans, I want to hear what you're saying. Of course, tomorrow I'll be doing the Argentina game, and we'll see how that goes. So, Croatia doing well to manage the game. Croatia a bit more dynamic than teams like maybe Sweden and Austria today. So, we can't expect a bit of a fight. They did scare England. And, folks, I'm going to be very honest with you England fans. I think Harry Kane is in top form. And I'm going to be very honest. If Harry Kane wasn't there and Bellingham, I think England could have been possibly eliminated very early from this tournament. So, of course, it's not how you start, but how you finish. Perisic with a very athletic and crucial tackle, intercepting a wide ball that was going left, showing all his experience. Can Perisic run the full 90 minutes? That's a very good question. He can completely maraud up and down that left wing, sorry. He still has the ability to take on players, but he has that experience. We saw it at Inter Milan. He did go to Spurs for a little while, but you really saw it more at Inter when he was there. And then he left after they got to the finals after Manchester City. But that's a whole other story. So now they're going out to the left side, maybe trying to target an aging Perisic. Perisic directing his defense to double up. Obviously, Portugal are going to try to get in behind the defense. And Croatia keeping their shape. A cross that wasn't dealt with well. Modric trying to keep the ball in. Doing well to clear it out. The veteran Croatian. Ballon d'Or winner 2018. Real Madrid legend. Putting in the work there, folks. Putting in the work. So Portugal in possession. Trying to break down. And the thing is, what I like about Croatia, they're allowing Portugal to come up to a certain point and then they're pressing. It's not like they're just sitting back. And they're definitely a bit more dynamic than some of the other teams we saw, like Austria, Sweden as well. They're making Portugal work. And folks, we saw how Colombia, a team that plays with a lot of pace and running, could cause problems. And let's be honest, Colombia should have won that game. They should have won that game. So teams that could really run and keep up with them will cause problems. So, Portugal will have a bit of a slight advantage here because, Croatia doesn't play that way. Croatia doesn't play. Invite West Moorings to co-host. West Moorings. Wow. Am I inviting the area of West Moorings, folks? And that's in Trinidad and Tobago for my international people. So people, just a reminder, Facebook, we're live. TikTok, we're live. YouTube, we're live. And on Facebook, we're live. Share with your friends. Share with your family. Join in. Like, subscribe, share, follow on all the socials. And drop your comments and predictions because you will qualify for giveaways. Jerseys. So back to the game. Portugal whipping in across here. And it was cleared very dangerously by Croatia. Away from goal. It takes a lot of confidence to dive towards your goal and head the ball away. So it was a deep cross. And the defender heading it away. That shows some tremendous technique and confidence, folks. Perisic giving him that clout of approval. We all know how that is. We all were guys that play the game. Martinez clapping his men. So like I said, folks, when the hydration break comes on, I will take off the audio from the TikTok and put it to charge, and then I'll switch it back. And hopefully it works. Hopefully it works. So Portugal with another corner. Whipped in. And it fell kindly to, I can't see who it was, but it kind of just hit the player and went over the bar. So Croatia are going to be relieved from that one. It's our first hydration break, folks. So we have approached the first hydration break. Folks, let me know, what do you think? 0-0. What do you think about Croatia? What do you think about Cristiano Ronaldo? Cristiano Ronaldo fans, I want to hear you. I want to hear you. And I'm going to show you all that even though I'm a Lionel Messi fan, I'm an Argentina fan, you're not going to get any disrespect from me, folks. I'm not going to pretend I want Portugal to win, but, it's called respect. Kingsley, come on, Portugal. So, Kingsley, let's see. How do you think it's going to go? What do you all think about it so far? While we're talking, I'm going to have to disconnect my mic here really quickly, and I'm going to connect it to the TikTok device I have here. So, folks, keep the comments coming. I'm still on camera. I have my little battery here. Or as we say in Trinidad and Tobago, battery. So let's see here. I don't know if you guys will still be hearing me. So folks in the TikTok, you could let me know if you guys are hearing me. Let me know, folks. So in the TikTok, the people on YouTube, my audio may be a little bit different now. So I don't know if you guys are going to hear me. I will reconnect my mic in a little while. So, I have my DJI mics here. So let me know, folks. Let me know if you're hearing me okay. And if I'm talking loud enough, I'll probably come a little bit closer so you guys could hear me. On the TikTok, I don't know how the audio, because I took off the mic. So if you're hearing me in the TikTok, folks, give me a little thumbs up. And everybody else, if you're not okay with the audio, you could jump across to the YouTube channel as well. So you could do that. So hopefully my mouth is big enough. And I'm trying to hydrate. I usually get coconut water, but today I'm drinking some electrolytes. No promos for anybody. No freebies on this channel, folks. So people, YouTube, Facebook, water break. What do you think, folks? What do you think so far? So far, we've seen a lot of teams promise to try to do the giant killing, and then eventually in the end, England, Spain, France made short work of Sweden. So a lot of the expected teams are winning. And I think, to be fair, Spain didn't really have to step out of second gear to beat Austria. I was expecting a little bit more. I know Spain was going to win, but I was expecting a little bit more from Austria. But I think, overall, England as well, they had a big scare from Congo, folks. They had a big scare from Congo. So Kelvin, Mark, Bridgie, Andre, RO Sales, Junaid, and so on. We already got a couple subscribers on YouTube, folks. So like I said, show your love. Show your love. Drop those comments. And for people in the YouTube and Facebook, you could scan that QR code and enter our WhatsApp update group. I also have to pace my voice, folks. I've been doing a lot of these watch-alongs. And I have to make sure I'm match fit for tomorrow's game. You can't see it on camera, but I bumped my head really hard yesterday. The camera's actually doing a good job. You're not actually seeing anything. That's pretty good. It was all swollen. I had to do an ice pack. It was hilarious. I wish there was some cool way to say I got the injury, but I actually bumped my head into a shelf there. And, that's how it was. So people in all the streams, I think the players are coming back on. Mark, everybody else. TikTok, YouTube. The hydration break is done. And drop your predictions, folks. I want to see predictions because you can win some prizes. You can see some prizes. And, of course, everybody in the TikTok, keep sharing. And as well, I see Kelvin, Mitchell, Brandon. Drop your predictions, folks. When my battery gets up to a decent charge, I will put the other mic on. Croatia with an attack here. Susic probably should have passed the ball. The ref is telling him to get up. Croatia still in possession. There was an overlapping run. Perisic was asking for it, getting it now. Crossed in, low cross. And this is where Croatia are a little bit dangerous, folks. They do have some young attacking players, Kovacic and Susic. So it's not like I know they're an older team. Harrison Wells saying 2-1 Portugal. Let's see. Let's see, folks. Harrison, my regular people. By the way, I really appreciate the regulars coming in here and the new people from all over the world. And, of course, share with your friends, people. And what's happening there? Why did my TikTok glitch for a second there? Anyway, it's good. So, folks, I tried something different, folks. So when I tried to do the multi-stream with the TikTok, I kept getting a stupid error that it was not my stream. So I'm doing it from a device today, folks. So we're back. Croatia creating a chance. Susic probably could have laid the ball off a bit quicker. In the end, nothing. So Croatia now taking their time in possession. Portugal sitting back, waiting. I'm wondering if Roberto Martinez is saying, hey, let's counter-attack these guys. We have the fast players to do it. Vitinha, Leao, and so on. Neto. Modric dropping very deep to orchestrate. He is the orchestrator. A nice long ball up front. Excellent ball out wide. 1v1 on the left side. Wow. That must be very frustrating. Offside. Was an excellent ball there. I think it was Kovacic getting the ball out to the wide right for Croatia. Let's take a look. Ooh, man, that was tight. But I think it was the right call. But it was tight. And, causing Portugal some scares. And that's the thing, folks. Croatia do have those moments. Who is that in Portugal? Is that Ronaldo's sister? Is that the one who's... Oh, yeah, I think that's who's always going on social media. I mean, the girl defends her brother. What can you say? If you're not defending your family, you suck. So, learn your lesson. You could probably take some lessons from Ronaldo's sister. So, Mark, everybody else, people in the TikTok, are you hearing me okay? Bridgie Candice, I feel this might go to penalties. Well, let's see. Let's see, folks. So, Portugal spreading the ball out wide. Getting past Perisic. In swinging cross. Ooh. Almost laid off to Ronaldo with the in swinging cross. There are arguments. I think Bruno Cancelo whipping it in. And there are some appeals for a penalty. So, crossed out wide. I think it's the Cancelo. Cutting inside. They have done this a couple times. Crossing the ball in. And Bruno is claiming that Ronaldo was pushed. That would be a very soft call if that was the case. That would be a very soft call. So like I said, folks, when this device gets up to maybe about 70%, I have my little battery here. I will put the mic back on and you guys could hear me on TikTok. So Facebook, people on Facebook as well. Cristiano Ronaldo. Is he going to score tonight? Is he going to step up, folks? Is he going to step up? A lot of people, he scored some goals against Uzbekistan, but then we saw against Colombia, it was a different story. Can he lead his team tonight? So Leao He's very fast. He has a lot of dribbling. Croatia arguing that should be their ball after winning the tackle, but it goes to Portugal. Leao has that, that smile, which for some players could be, if you're an opposing player, it could probably drive you crazy. Absolutely drive you crazy. Y'all could let me know if y'all want me to put the SofaScore formations up on the screen. I can do that if you all want. And, sometimes we have the notifications as well. We could do that as well. So people in the TikTok, let me know your notifications. Of course, drop comments. And you know why. I think there is probably a spam comment on Twitch. Let me pay attention to that, folks. Let me pay attention to that. So I'm going to check it out. Check it out. Test, mic check. So like I said, folks, I know TikTok, it's not going to be tip-top with the audio right now. So I'm very close to the device right now. So Mark and everybody, let me know, folks, where you watching the game as well. When you come in, let me know where you're watching the game as well. So I'm going to bring back up my software here. So I'm seeing all the chats, folks. We're live on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll be doing a lot of these. We had 1986 former England international Terry here for the last England-Croatia game. We had James Beard. We're going to have some guests tomorrow for the Argentina game, I think. One of the most talented footballing jugglers in Trinidad and Tobago happens to be an Argentina fan. He was with me in the last final. And that's Keron. He said he's going to come, so we'll see. And of course, we have some cool social media content. And then we have people like Kenwin Jones and so on will be coming in. So you all could have some questions for Kenwin as well. And a lot of people have been asking me about my gear. So we could do that. So I see Mark is very active in the TikTok. I know everybody is very quiet and watching the game right now. So like I said, folks, drop your predictions. I'll be paying attention. Facebook as well, folks. Share, like, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what's going on, folks. Get the likes up. Get the shares up. Share with your friends. So Portugal winning that physical battle. Cristiano Ronaldo dropping very deep. So he's probably going to try to float into that number 9 position. Leao waiting for him to go in. And Croatia doing well to kind of double up. Patient, not very fast-paced. Long ball in. Bruno doing well to keep it in. Chested to... No, I thought it was Leao, but it's not. So Portugal trying to force their way in. The ball is still in. Wow. Croatia doing well enough to keep that ball up, but some dangerous balls in from Portugal, folks. Some dangerous balls in. Whew. So let's see. Bruno would have low-driven cross that was saved by the keeper. It fell to Bruno again, but of course in the end it was stopped. I see Perisic also has a big bruise on his neck. It could be from cupping. That's a procedure a lot of people do. So Leao, Portugal with another corner in the 33rd minute. Leao directing his players. That's the first time I say Leao looking pretty serious. He always has a smile on his face. So short corner. Pass at the top of the box. They're going to probably try to destabilize and draw Croatia out. Shot on goal. Blocked by Croatia. Counter-attack possibly launched here. Do Croatia have enough speed? Susic, I think. That's a foul, folks. Wow, ref. That ref is insane. It wasn't Susic, but it was a foul. I've been seeing, folks, maybe it's a new law by FIFA, but a lot of free kicks I saw today with Spain, a lot of calls didn't go their way. And today, a lot of the 50-50 calls are going against Croatia. For sure. For sure. That was definitely... let's take a look at the replay here. So, Baturina. Yeah, folks, come on. Now, like I said, I could argue both sides. The player did get the ball. And then Vitinha was body checked. So, that's a proper foul. So, I'm not saying this because I'm an Argentina fan, folks. I could be fair. So, Vitinha getting smacked around. And we haven't really seen the Vitinha of PSG. And it just goes to show, folks, a lot of people who don't pay attention to South American football saw how teams like Colombia could really play. I mean, I look at South American qualifiers. These guys are athletic. They're fast. They can dribble. These guys play like their lives depend on it, the passion. If you guys look at when Argentina play Colombia and Brazil and these teams, a lot of people like to condescendingly look down on South American football, and you should feel ashamed of yourselves. And there's some people I know who are trained people who make irresponsible statements. So Croatia with some combination play here. Excellent ball. Almost combining well there, but well read in the end by the Portuguese defense. Now they're trying to do a quick counter-attack, but Leao not getting much leeway. Croatia definitely did their homework there as well. Harrison, well, 50-50 calls aren't going 50-50. This World Cup certainly sides are getting... Yeah, correct. I've seen different games. Even today, Spain. I'm not supporting Spain, but I saw some calls that are a little bit strange. I saw a couple of calls today, a couple calls with Scotland, Brazil that didn't go their way. So, and today I'm seeing some. Portugal trying to keep the ball at the back, but it was poked away. But Mendes... trying to maraud down the right side and create some link-up play with Leao. But they haven't, I would say, started clicking yet. But I think that's a testament to how Croatia is playing. So Croatia has that shape now when they're not in position at 4-2-3-1. With the front three players and they come, pressing. They allow Portugal to come just past the midway mark. And then they press. Which is smart because then you don't get pulled out of position. And Portugal, who plays that very dynamic football, it's going to make it difficult. So Ronaldo opting to pass the ball back. And once again, Fernandes and, the Portuguese are constantly reeling at the ref. Sucic is kind of annoyed with the ref as well. And I can understand the frustration a little bit. The calls are a bit... Let's take a look. Let's see. Let's take a look. So it is a foul, don't get me wrong. A lot of people say it's a 50-50 challenge, but there's a lot of inconsistency in this tournament, folks. Like, I don't think the American striker, Balogun, that should have been a red card. I don't think. Anybody who's played any kind of sports, you don't have to be a pro to know this. I heard some pros do some analysis and talk rubbish during this tournament. So a low cross in there by... Who is that? Oh, Cancelo. The journeyman who's played all over the place can't seem to find a home. He was back at Barcelona. Inter Milan, Juventus, Manchester City. An excellent ball up front. Modric. Turning back the years and trying to get that ball. But in the end, Mendes, he was never gonna beat Mendes in that race there. But it's showing you that Croatia could, give you those attacks. They're more dynamic than perhaps maybe what we saw with Sweden and also Austria today. So, Mark 78. I'm hearing some notifications, but I can't see it. So, Portugal trying to slow things down. And I think it's a credit to how Croatia is playing. So, we're approaching the 40th minute. We're 37 minutes in. And I'm paying attention to my battery charge. It's dying fast, but it's taking long to charge, which is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So, it went up to 18%. So if you keep still, we can watch the game in your glasses. Oh, really? I will keep absolutely still. Oh my gosh, I wish I could keep still. Kev, T-Boop. You see, that's me trying to help you guys out. See? Yes. See? That's the wrong context of that, but I understand. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, Kev. So like I said, folks, if you're new to my TikTok, be sure to follow as well. And share and drop some likes. It really helps the channel, folks. So, it's an interesting tactical matchup, a clash of styles. Normally, Portugal has a dynamic style of play, but they are playing a bit more patient, trying to unsettle and get the Croatian defense to open up. But I will tell you this, Croatia are not like Sweden. They are a bit more dynamic. They can take you on. They have some very dynamic players. Kovacic, who can play in that box-to-box role. He can play from deep and dribble and release players. And you have Modric. And then you have Perisic. But can Modric and Perisic play for the entire game? That is a legitimate question, folks. Can he do that? So once again, another corner for Portugal. Bruno taking it this time. Is he going to take it short again? They took a couple short corners on the right side of the Croatian goal. So Portugal organizing their defense. Bruno is in there. So he took over the corner kick details. So you can let me know what you think. Mark and I think Fish as well. So let's see, folks. Let's see. Whipped in, floating in. Decently cleared, but it's going to be another corner for Portugal. Not convincingly cleared, but the Croatian players are up for it, folks. They are up for it. They are giving each other high fives. They want to win. This is a team that knows how to grind out results, folks. They know how to grind out results. So like I said, people, we have been doing really well and we formed a very strong global community, folks. And we're trying to do really well and get your family and friends to join in as well. We've been getting like 35,000 on Facebook and we're trying views for each stream. So Portugal, quick corner, trying to open up some spaces. Mendes whipping it in, but well cleared by Croatia. And can Croatia launch a counter-attack? They can't. Portugal putting some pressure, and I think Croatia did well enough to get that throw in. Cancelo tackling and trying to stop the counter-attack, and I think he did a good enough job. Croatia not afraid to pass the ball around. A cross-field pass. It shows a little bit of the confidence of this Croatian team as well. Perisic heading it back to his keeper. And, patiently building up. Portugal starting to pressure a little bit higher up the pitch now. I suspect they understand the danger that Croatia, bringing. So they are trying to, maybe force an error from Croatia and push them back. Because Croatia was creating some chances and looking for that counter-attack. Excellent combination play there in the middle. Kovacic with a through ball. Well read by Leao, but won by Croatia. Could be a potential opportunity. Oh, if he saw, he took too long. A lot of these teams from Europe, that 1 second too long. And when I say teams from Europe, anybody outside France, Portugal, and Spain, they take 1 second too long. If he saw that player, Perisic with a cheeky back heel, and Croatia showing that they're not afraid to get at them. And you don't want this if you're Portugal. You don't want somebody like Modric conducting the game. This has to be a free kick. Wow, ref, folks. If you're a Portugal fan or not, you must be furious if you are from Croatia. You must be furious. That was 100% a foul. Croatia have gotten nothing in this game so far. Nothing. The crowd they are booing. And I can understand why. Modric is upset. I'm seeing it from here, folks. I mean, that was crazy. I don't know what people are talking about with these ridiculous... I don't know why people are saying, certain teams are favored, because a lot of the teams, I think the big teams are being favored. And, Croatia, come on, that's ridiculous. Abdulia. Am I pronouncing that correct? Welcome to the TikTok. Please forgive me if I didn't pronounce your name. So we're approaching halftime, 3 minutes away. I don't think there's going to be much extra time. Croatia are going to feel hard done by those free kicks. Once again, they're doing that combination play. The ref is in the way, folks. If you're a Croatian player, you will be annoyed. Kovacic loves to attack. He's watching that wide play. Very confident player. Can play box to box. Can dribble. Can tackle. Looking for somebody. In swinging cross, dealt with by Portugal pretty safely. And applying that right amount of pressure. I don't think Modric has the legs to pressure that much. So Portugal are going to try to attack. But Croatia are doing enough to slow down the tackles. So Kev, T-Boop, Croatia for the win. Excellent. Let me know your prediction as well. And of course, follow my TikTok channel. I would really appreciate that, folks, because we are doing prize giveaways. I am doing giveaways, folks. I'm not just saying that. So, folks, there was a free kick on the top of the Croatian box that Croatia did not get, and they are upset. This will be the third call, I think. Redo, shut up, Drogba. Redo, confirm your attendance tomorrow for the big match. I don't even want to talk about it. The closer we're getting to the game, I'm starting to get a little bit more nerves about it. So, Argentina, Cape Verde. So, I think Croatia were robbed of a few free kicks so far in this game. Kev, or Q, is it Q? Wow, I need to put my glasses on. Croatia too. This is not my real glasses. These are blue light blockers. These are more pretty glasses. So, Redo, let me know what's going on. People expecting you when I tell people I have guests. Come on, Redo. So, Croatia, I think, have been doing well, folks. I think with all things considered, I think it's a fairly balanced game with both teams creating chances. Different styles of play here, folks. I think Croatia were a bit hard done by some of the calls or non-calls. I think if you are Modric, you would be upset about that. There was a clear foul, I think, a couple of minutes ago. We didn't get to see a replay, which makes it even more dodgy. Where Croatia had a nice spell of play. And like I said, they're allowing Portugal to come a little past the midfield and forcing them to kind of pass the ball around and get the ball out wide and trying to rely on wing play. So Leao taking on his man. Hasn't really had much success so far for tonight. And Croatia doing well. Well won by Croatia, but I think Mendes having enough pace to get that. I'm seeing Where's Ali has joined. Where is Ali? So Croatia is quite formidable. They have the experience and consistency in the sport. So I know some are arguing this is an older Croatia. But they do have some exciting players that are still in their prime. Susic, Kovacic, who's a favorite player of mine, and then you have the experience of Perisic. Redo, bro, I'm there. So I just saw Triple J Edits. Wow, that's a proper name, folks. Welcome. Triple J Edits, let me know where you're from and start dropping your predictions. I really appreciate it. Subscribe. And like I said, folks, we're approaching halftime, 4 minutes of extra time. When you like, subscribe, share, follow, all those things, you automatically qualify for a chance to win a jersey, home and away, or a copy. Sorry, not home and away, club and country. But anyway, Portugal with an attack. Leao with a shot. And well blocked by Croatia. There was a ball whipped in, not met by Ronaldo, but Leao getting the rebound. But it was well defended by Croatia, folks. Well. So where's Ali? I really appreciate that. What is that? I'm so new to this. I saw you sent a heart. I love it. And like I said, folks, I appreciate the likes. You are helping my chat. I'm so happy because my TikTok was doing really well and then it was giving trouble and I was doing well again, folks. So yes. So what a game, folks. What a game. I'm a neutral. There's no pressure on me here. But Croatia doing well. I think as somebody said in the chat there, they are. Where's Ali? I love that name. Where is Donde es Ali? Where are you? So, Redo, you know how to reach me. And, you know, let's try to get there 1 hour before kickoff. We'll probably do some videos and stuff like that. So, we're 2 minutes into injury time. Oh, wow. Excellent. I really appreciate the support there. I really appreciate the support. I see stuff coming in there. So, I really appreciate the likes. They're shooting up, folks. So, where's Ali is kicking some serious bootay. Dalic with a new haircut, the coach of Croatia. I'm going to change my glasses, folks, because I want to read the TikTok comments. These are very stylish, folks. As you can see, the European frames. But I'm going to need my glasses. I want to read for my people. Invite Wilma Gamer. Are you from, is that Colombia or Venezuela? So where's Ali like the life? Where's Ali became the #1 fan in the fan club? Wow. So I really appreciate that. And I hope you're hearing me okay, because I will be switching back the mic as well. So that's why I have it really close. But I'm on YouTube and Twitch as well. And we're doing great tonight, folks. Like I said, share with your friends and family and everybody. Because we could watch this game. We could watch this game. I'm getting all hyper, folks. I think I drank some... I have my protein drink, and I'm not advertising for anybody. If you want to advertise in my show, help us out. Our struggling streamers out here. Although we're doing well. We got at least 35,000. So we're 1 minute away from halftime. We will have our halftime chat and some discussions with people. And I will be sharing the live stream with a lot of people as well. So I see people, folks, is it going to be Ronaldo's night? See! Willie Gamer. Welcome. Tell me where you're from, Willie Gamer. I can't see. The flag is so tiny. Is that Venezuela or Colombia? It looks like Venezuela. I can't tell. If not, bienvenido. Wilma Gamer. And where's Ali? Where's Ali? Where are you from? Where are you from? Drop a comment and prediction as well, and a follow. I really appreciate the likes, folks. We're going to try to get to 1,000 on TikTok tonight. We're already 3,200 on our YouTube. I think it's 3,205. So we are going there. And we're probably up to maybe 3,210. I will refresh the counter at halftime, folks. So people on... we're 5 seconds away. I don't think there'll be too much stoppage time. I don't think there were major stoppages. A wide ball out, but dealing with it well, Cancelo and Perisic. Interesting. 2 former teammates at Inter Milan. And it is now halftime, folks. We're at halftime. So let me stop the clock here. And it is 0-0, folks. Portugal 0. Croatia 0. Ronaldo jogging straight into the changing room. I'm enjoying this game, folks. It's a very tactical game. Dalic is a very experienced coach. Roberto Martinez is a very experienced coach. And we all know, if you've been watching the last 3 World Cups at least, Croatia has always been a strong team. When you play against Croatia, you're gonna have a bad time. So I just saw Andrew Ramlal has like, welcome Andrew, good friend, almost like family. Andrew, are you in Miami? Let me know where you are. You and the fam. And like I said, folks, I want to say a special shout out to everybody who has been supporting me in all these streams. The last couple of streams have been averaging in the thousands. The Argentina-Algeria one was 35,000 and growing. Some were like 15,000, 10,000, at least in the thousands. And I really appreciate the support, folks. It goes a lot to really help my channel. It means a lot. This is very exhausting. I put a lot of work into this, but it really helps the channel when you do that. You also have, now that it's halftime, I'll tell you all this. So where's Ali from South Trinidad? When you support the channel, there's EXTV merch. You can head over to the YouTube channel. You could like, subscribe. You can make donations. You can make super chats. And, you know, follow on all the socials. It really helps, folks. It makes a massive difference. And I would not do this if it wasn't for all you guys and gals in here doing this. It means a lot. It really means a lot. So Andrew, close friend, almost like family. So say hello to the family as well. Everybody out there. I know, I don't know where you are in the world right now. Miami, I know, I'm not sure. So let me know what's going on. So where's Ali says he's from Trinidad. Mike Lowry has joined. That name sounds very familiar for some reason. So it's halftime, folks. It is halftime. And let's read the SofaScore stats, folks. We have a partnership with SofaScore, so let's do that. Let's pull up some of the formations. So statistics. Ball possession, 69% possession for... Hey, what was going on? Why is TikTok saying inactivity? I'm here. Come on, that's crazy. Why is TikTok doing that? Am I supposed to interact with these thingamajigs? So my TikTok is saying inactivity, folks. Why is that happening? So where's Ali? I guess we have to keep the TikTok going, folks. So that was Will Smith character name in back. That's why I knew it sounded familiar. Bad boys. I can't really remember the lyrics. So okay, so it's Portugal, 69% possession. We got some data from SofaScore. I could put it up on the screen if you want, folks. Let me know. Croatia as expected with 31. 4 big chances for Portugal. 9 shots total. I could put this on the screen, folks, for the YouTube and the Facebook people if you all want to see that. I could do that if you all want. Saves, it seems like it's more, but 2 for Croatia, 1 for Portugal. And other than that, you know, Portugal, a lot of their chances were more in the middle and to the right side of the goal. Cristiano Ronaldo, XG of 0.04, which is not good. Kev T. Boop. Precious Gems Nail Salon. Wow. Where is that, Precious Gems? Where are you all from? Maybe you all could give me a complimentary facial because I got hit on my face and it's swelling up really bad, folks. I bumped my head like an idiot into the shelf and you can't really see it on the camera, which is very good, but it is there. Trust me. So everybody in the TikTok, Facebook, everybody else, let me know what's going on. I see Jonah has joined. Jonah saw me playing some games at midnight, folks. I do try to play the games, but after these streams, I am so tired, folks. I'm so tired. I will be doing reactions to the games, especially when it gets to the round of 16. It's going to be a lot easier then, folks. So, Kev Boop, it's QT Boop. Oh, nice. Tell me about that name. Where did that name come from? And also drop your predictions. And people in the YouTube chat as well and Facebook, you all could let me know. So, where's Ali? Sent I didn't see it. It happened really quickly. Sent to go popular. So I really appreciate the forwards and the likes, folks. Like I said, folks, we're setting a goal tonight, folks, because somebody tried to mess with my TikTok. So I'm counting on you all my people in there, and the new people as well. We're going to try to get to 1,000 followers on my TikTok tonight. And on YouTube, you know, the overall goal at the end of the World Cup is to get to 10,000. So keep the subscriptions coming, folks, and the comments. Drop your predictions. So, folks, let me know what you think. Let's talk some tactics. Do you think Portugal are doing enough to get something in this game? I think it's a finely balanced game. Where's Ali and everybody else? Let me know who you're supporting, Jonah. I think tactically, Croatia are doing really well. They are playing defensively, but unlike the other teams like Sweden and perhaps Austria, they are a threat going forward. They have dynamic players. I've said it multiple times. Susic, Kovacic are 2 very young mobile players that can cause you problems. And you have the experience of Perisic and Modric. So, you know, they have they have a talented goalkeeper as well. So they do have a lot of options, and they are not afraid to take on players. And if you allow Modric at time to play, and Portugal on the other side are a very dynamic team. They're very talented on the ball. They can create spaces and dribble. But I think Croatia have done enough to neutralize them to an extent. So, guys, I'm going to do something funny on the stream. I'm going to try something with my lighting, and let me know. Let me know which lighting you all like. I'm going to do crazy halftime stuff, folks. So, Alexa, I'm going to turn the lights off, and you all can let me know if you like the lights. Alexa, lights off. So the lights are off. What do you all think? You all like this? I'm going to leave it for a couple seconds because I'm trying to adjust my lighting, and I'm going to turn the lighting back on. Alexa, lights on. Okay, she didn't do anything. Alexa, lights on. Alexa is not listening. Alexa, turn the lights on, please. Oh, there we go. There we go. So she turned it on. Yep. Kev, this is very late in the competition, knockout, and they should have goals in the net in the first half. So what tactical changes do we think they're going to make, folks? Kingsley, everybody, the midfield in Portugal giving the ball away, that's the problem. And I think what's interesting about Croatia's approach is that they are... Welcome, Kurtan Tallman, a regular folks. Folks, give a little shout out to Kurtan Tallman, Kingsley, Redo, and my usual people, Harrison Wells. Usually Get More comes in as well. These are my day ones, my diehards, and I really appreciate that, folks. And guys, the regulars, when maybe before the World Cup is, I'm going for the third place semi-final. I'm not going to the game, but I'm going to try to do one of these there. We should have a lot of these people who are in the chats, although that means I will lose you guys in the stream and it's going to hurt. That we meet up for one of the games. What do you all think about that? What do you all think about that? Let me know. Let me know what you think. People in the Facebook as well. And so Redo, yes, the midfield is key in this match. I think so. And I think Croatia, folks, I'm an analyst as well, so, I could switch into analyst mode. Croatia have set up their team in such a way where Portugal, where they use a lot of their dynamic movement and passing combinations because of how Croatia is set up. They're not just defending for the sake of defending. They are stopping the passing lanes. They're very mobile and they can create immediately versus other teams that are defending and just kind of struggle to get the ball out. Like we saw with Austria today. We saw with Sweden against France, who France completely annihilated as well. So I'm seeing Nicholas is in here as well. I never used the co-hosting before. Maybe I might try it next time. I never tried that before. So folks, let me know. I took my my DJ mic off because I wanted the phone to charge a little bit. It died really quickly. It died very quickly. So everybody, it's going to be very hard. Kingsley on YouTube, very hard for Portugal to defeat Croatia. I bet Portugal win 2-1. I still, I have my, we have a lot of analysis. We have a partnership with SuperScore. So when we don't have the live watch-alongs, we have match previews. We have hilarious content on our TikTok, folks, giveaways as well. And we have match previews using SuperScore data to predict, and so far we've got all right so far. So when you're done, we'll have one for Argentina for tomorrow, so you could check that out before. So Buyisiele Mishengu has followed on Facebook. Wow, welcome, and let me know where you're from as well. And I think going to penalties if the play continues as is. There was what do you all think about the fouls though? Some people are saying that Croatia are not getting the calls. Tyrese FC, welcome. Welcome, Tyrese. Be sure to give me a follow, Tyrese. Boring half, to be honest. After that, Bruno chance, nothing much. Tyrese, I really like that. So everybody who's new, we're trying to get to that 1,000. I just saw you follow Tyrese, and I'm going to remember that, Tyrese. I'm going to remember that. So it's good to see my TikTok back in there. Lorena, welcome back, Lorena. Welcome back. So I have my EXTV merch, folks. So some people have been asking about these things. We do have an EXTV merch store with hoodies and stuff. It's delivered all over the planet. And it really helps the channel when you all purchase. There's a link in the description and on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, you'll find it at the end. So you could do that. So welcome, Lorena. Always supporting. So we're talking about the tactics. I saw Tyrese share the link live. And I really appreciate that, Tyrese. We have some great people tonight, folks. Where is Ali? I'm going to call you Donde es Ali. Tyrese. My regulars, Lorena, Kingsley, Redo, Harrison Wells, everybody else as well. And if you think my audio is sounding a little bit weird, I'm using a mobile device tonight, and for whatever reason, the battery was really low. But when the battery's back up, folks, I'm going to put my DJ mic back on. Hopefully you guys hear me a little bit better with that one. So I hope I put the camera really close. You can literally see my nostrils and my masculine beard. Yes. So we're talking about tactics. Kingsley. However, my concern is that Portugal should have defeated Colombia last week, but Colombia is a very competitive team, to be honest. You are correct, Kingsley. You are correct. Colombia, I watch South American qualifiers. There are no easy games in South America, folks. I know a lot of people who look at European football are very condescending and look down at South American football. They are very different styles, and trust me, Colombia, there's a reason why they finished second in qualifiers, folks. Colombia is a very mobile, tough team that can dribble. Their one Achilles heel is that I don't think they have a striker that can finish. I mean, they have Borja from River Plate. And, they have a lot of players in the Argentine league as well. So, it'll be an interesting thing. So, QT Boop. Of course, I see the smiley faces in there. Tyrese, I really appreciate that. So, share with your friends, people. I saw Tyrese Tyrese definitely sharing with his people, and I appreciate that. So that's my tactical analysis of the halftime, folks. But I'm not doing this. I'm an actual analyst, and I could tell you I'm genuinely impressed with Dalic, but not surprised by his setup. He's playing in such a way where it will limit the passing combinations of Portugal. And unlike Austria and Sweden, you have players like Susic, Inter Milan player, Kovacic. Funny enough, he's a former Inter Milan player, Real Madrid player, Chelsea player, now at Manchester City. These guys are very dynamic and fast. And if you can get Modric into the game, I doubt he's going to play for the full 90 minutes. Mark the Shark, folks. Mark the Shark. Give a special shout out to Mark the Shark. He's one of my most loyal fans. He was the last prize winner, folks. So if you think we're BSing about the prize winners, Mark deservedly won it in our random draw. So welcome, Mark. Mark, don't forget to share this TikTok with your friends and like, and of course subscribe to the YouTube channel. So welcome, Mark. What's up, Mark? Mark the Shark. Curtin Tallman, South American World Cup qualifiers is better than European. I enjoy them way more, folks, and not because I like Argentina. It's truly a sight to behold, and a lot of people try to dismiss it as very physical. Mark the Shark, it's not looking good for Portugal. Bill Dist has joined. So, folks, let me know where you're watching from as well. Curtin, let me know where you're watching as well, where you're watching the game. Kingley. Thanks to Diego Costa. He made good saves versus Colombia. Yeah, I know. And a lot of people are arguing, Colombia could have snatched it in the end. And it shows you, folks, underestimate teams like Colombia at your peril. And, teams like Congo as well. Congo was great, folks. Congo was great. Kingley, bless up, Mark the Shark. So I have a lot of my regulars tonight. And I see people doing this co-hosting, but I never did it before, so I won't do it tonight. But I'll try it next time. I'm having the camera all the way up in my face. I do have these nice comfortable seats. Some people are going to join me here tomorrow for the Argentina game. So folks, like I said, what do you think about the tactics? What do you think Portugal need to do differently in the second half? And what do you think Croatia needs to? I think if Croatia keeps playing like this, they will create those chances, maybe build confidence. Roberto Martinez clearly is not pressing them too much, although he started to press towards the end of the game. So, that obviously forced them to do that because Croatia are very comfortable in that formation. 4-2-3-1, they can sit back when not in possession, crowd out the wings, and then you have players like Modric, Kovacic, and Susic who can release Perisic on the right side and the wide and so on. I think the one area that may hurt Croatia is that they can't finish their chances. So somebody's number one in the thing. There's so many things with this TikTok that I'm new to, folks. So we're up to 1,200 likes. Nejanse Duncan has joined. Welcome. Like I said, folks, drop your predictions. The players are coming back out. And I will drink my halftime meal replacement, folks. And there's no promotion because unless you're paying, no promotions. No. You all think that's fair, folks? All my people have been following me for a long time. They shouldn't be getting any free advertising. Come on. Support the channel, man. I will support my people. And a lot of people have been asking me about the merch. So like the EXTV stuff, you can't get it. I also got this jersey. I will give you some information about that, where I got this jersey as well. But we have EXTV merch like this and others. You can head over to the EXTV store. And it's delivered globally, folks. So you can get it all over the planet. You can get it all over the planet. People, Facebook as well. On the live. So the players are coming back out. Let's see what tactical changes. I see Duncan has joined. Curtin, I'm at work at the moment. I'll be traveling home soon. Wow. Working late, folks. So Curtin, I hope I'm making work a little more tolerable for you. Kingley said shout out to you, Mark. So I love that we have this community, folks. And like I said, I have called it the EXTV Ultras. And you could get this jersey on the merch store. So a lot of the international people, it's actually easier for the international people because it will actually get to your house in maybe 2-3 days. There's cups and hoodies and all that cool stuff. So Tiju is number 2 in the goal track of the daily leaderboard. I don't know what that means. So we're doing well, folks. We're actually ranked 61 League DS. I don't know what that means. You all can tell me what that means. So Mark agreed. Let them invest in the channel. Yeah, come on, man. We work really hard. I support people. I support a lot of people in my chat. Come on. Show me some love. So I saw, Lorena and everybody else in there. I really appreciate that, folks. And I'm going to take my half. Oh, let me make sure I get my clock right. My clock. So I have my device. So let me make sure I get this correctly. I'm not hearing the countdown. I love the countdown, but I'm not hearing it. 2, 1. Kickoff, folks, and we're back. The second half has begun. And, folks, I do not rest, as you can tell. This does take a lot of work, so the support you all are giving me means an absolute lot. I will be heading back to Miami soon, folks, for the third place game and the final. I'll be going around and mingling and doing a bunch of crazy stuff. If anybody's in Miami, give me a shout. So Portugal starting very aggressively. Portugal in the box here. Could this be an early goal, but intercepted in a timely manner by Croatia? And they're applying the pressure immediately from the kickoff. As expected, I think they want to put Croatia. But this is where Croatia are dangerous, folks. Unlike the other teams, they can counter-attack. They do have players that can take you on. So Portugal stating their intent. Portugal. So Mark the Shark. I didn't know FIFA give you a blight with the World Cup trophy. Yeah, I spoke to Infantino. I said, listen, give me the trophy. And there is a picture of me and Infantino, folks. You can head over to my Instagram and check it out. You can check it out if you think that's not true. So nothing much has changed. I think both teams have the same formation. Portugal started off very aggressively, creating a bit of a half chance, but well intercepted. I saw Juma Tilochan has joined. Welcome, Juma. Like I said, folks, drop your predictions. Kingley, I don't like how Thierry Henry treated Ronaldo like that. That is very disrespectful. Yeah, it seems like he doesn't like him. Folks, what do you think about the Croatia with a potential attack here? 3 versus 3. Out wide for Croatia. And Sucic. The ball falling on top of the box here. Sucic opting to pass the ball. Croatia still in possession. Perisic in a dangerous area here. Blocked by the Portugal defense. Croatia still, this is where Croatia has, that danger. So I really appreciate the likes. Everybody who's new, be sure to follow as well. We're trying to get to that 1,000 mark, folks. Let's do that tonight. We'll have a party if we do that, folks. And we'll all meet up and hang out. So some people mess with my TikTok, so I need my loyal followers to get those followers up and share with their friends and so on. So I see the likes are going up. A lot of activity tonight. I did something different tonight, so that's why the TikTok is not being reported, folks. So Croatia still with the 4-2-3-1. Croatia applying some pressure back to Portugal. A lot of physical. Croatia in the box here. Could this be? Wow! Missed! Kovacic, the guy who we'd want on the ball, hitting the ball wide. That should have been 1-0 for Croatia, folks. That's what I told you about Croatia, folks. Croatia is that team. Muscling their way into the box. The ball falling to Kovacic and just hitting it on the side netting, folks. And I think Cancelo did enough to throw him off or he couldn't get the shot. And interestingly enough, both players were former teammates at Inter Milan, folks, if you didn't know that. So Jose from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm seeing a lot of co-host invites, and I haven't tried that before. Maybe I'll do it next time. He didn't plant his feet, and I think Cancelo did enough to push him off his feet forward. So if you're Croatia, you're gonna want to take those chances. You're gonna want to take those chances. As expected, Croatia taking their moments. I don't expect them to dominate for the entire game. But interesting. He didn't plant his feet. Redo, yeah, correct. But I think Cancelo threw him off. Wow, we have a game, folks. A corner. Luka Modric taking the corner. And wow, Luka Modric, Messi, these guys. It shows you how far sports medicine has come. A short corner. Top of the box. Kovacic on the ball. Modric floating the ball in. Leao chesting it down. Shot on goal. Just wide, folks. Croatia knocking on the door, folks. Croatia has changed their game plan and they're attacking immediately. Nice. So Portugal started off very aggressively. Because they are capable, they are a talented team, but Croatia showing, hey, we can take it to you guys. And I think this is the key difference between Croatia and maybe Sweden and also Austria we saw today. They have the players and that very tactical, experienced coach that could cause problems. So like I said, folks, let's go. SK Roland 909 has joined. So everybody who's joining in, let me know where you're watching the game from. Let me know your predictions. We are doing giveaways. Leao with a bit of a giveaway. Modric with some composed passing there in a crowded area. Croatia causing some problems here, but body checked by Cancelo, I think. And I have to say, Croatia are not getting any of the 50-50 calls, folks. That's a little bit unfair on them. I think I saw a lot of 50-50 checks. There was one in the first half. And Portugal are now trying to slow things down, take the sting out of Croatia right now. Like I said, folks, when there's a mosquito in here and he wants to bite me, that's Caribbean stuff, folks. One already bit me, folks. That's why if there's any estheticians out there who want to help me before my next show, please help me out. I mean, I hit my head and whatever. You can barely see it here. And I don't know. Help me out, folks. Help me out. So, Leao in the box here. But well dealt with by Perisic. Kovacic. Susic as well fighting on him. And once again, the 50-50 calls are going all for Portugal. Every single one. And I'm going to tell you, folks, I'm not going to hide this. I'm a Leo Messi, but I'm an Argentina fan. But I will never, ever, ever disrespect a team. I know there's people that do that. I know there's Ronaldo fans that are absolutely nuts, and there's Messi fans that are absolutely nuts. I'm not one of those guys, folks, and you could trust me on that. So when you watch EXTV, you know you're not going to get any nonsense from me like that. It's strictly competitive, and I will never be disrespectful. So I hope you all appreciate that. So I see people are recommending the chat. So like I said, folks, if you're new, like, subscribe, share. People in the TikTok, let's get to that 1,000 mark, folks. 1,000 followers. Wow. So Croatia have came out with a purpose, and clearly Dalic has instructed them to attack. But Portugal, to be fair, came out very aggressively, but now they're slowing things down. Croatia are forcing them to pass the ball around, be a bit more patient. And I think this benefits Croatia more when Portugal are playing like this. I think this works in their favor because, you know, players like Vitinho are very fast, and I spoke about him. If he is allowed to play and get that dynamism and passing, he can cause problems. And so far, I think if you're playing at this speed, it works in Croatia's favor. They can catch their breath, choose their moments. But if you play at that frenetic pace, you may be able to destabilize them. So, Kev, I'm a Messi fan. I got Argentina winning. I hope so. But I'm going to take one game at a time. Q. Am I pronouncing that? Cute. Boop. Kishore Sibu. Lloyd Green away has joined as well. Welcome. Welcome. Redo, everybody else in the Facebook as well. Let me know what's going on. Like I said, share with your people. And folks, we're getting a lot of global fans as well, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, folks. So for people who are watching this stream after it's done, feel free to drop your comments. I'll be doing the Argentina game tomorrow. I'm supposed to be doing an Argentina-Cape Verde match preview with one of the AFCON coaches who coach Gambia and so on, Tom St. Feet. He actually works in the AFCON, folks. We do have a lot of analysts in here. So, you know, it's not just some random YouTube guy, in case you're wondering. In case you're wondering. That's my radio voice. So once again, Croatia on the attack. Overlapping run here. Let's see what Croatia will do. Being patient. Ball is whipped in. This could be something for Croatia. And it's 1-0 Croatia, folks. 1-0 Croatia. Folks, it was coming. Ivan Perisic, the former Inter Milan, Spurs, are now scoring a goal for Croatia. What a goal by Perisic, folks. Harrison is saying the game might go to penalties. This is a long way to go, folks. Is this the goal that's going to wake up Portugal? They're going to have to attack Ivan Perisic, folks. What a player, showing his age. Doesn't matter, folks. The quality, folks, of Ivan Perisic. It is now 1-0, folks. Portugal are down 1-0. And look at this. Very calm play by Croatia. Passing the ball out wide on the right side. Perisic putting himself onside. The ball headed perfectly to Perisic, who calmly, with his lethal left foot, those of you who followed him will know, Cancelo should have done a lot better there. Ruben Diaz not doing Cancelo any favors. They're heading the ball straight to Perisic and finishing like a proper veteran, folks. Look at that. The keeper was trying to close the angle as he should. And he got the ball between the legs and inside, folks. 1-0, folks. Wow. That's right. Former Inter guy. Both him and Kovacic were former teammates. And Cancelo, interestingly enough, Cancelo and Perisic were former teammates at Inter Milan. So we have a game here, folks. We have a game on. I don't think it's over, folks. I think Portugal have a lot to say here. So, folks, can Cristiano Ronaldo and his men answer? We've seen games that look like it's going in the other way, and it goes all the way to the 90 minutes. Just ask Belgium. Just ask Congo. So, folks, if you're supporting Portugal, don't lose hope. For people who are supporting Croatia, wow, what a game. What a game. I see Candice Croatia laughing emoji. So, I think João Neves was the one. I said Bruno. I said Diaz. but I think it was João Neves who headed the ball to straight to Perisic, and Cancelo could have done nothing about it. Interestingly enough, there's a lot of former Inter Milan comrades in here. Perisic and Cancelo were both at Inter Milan at the same time. Interesting fact. So once again, Croatia with the wind in their sails. Croatia, folks, we're going to see Croatia going to have to be careful because now Portugal are going to attack. And if you are Croatia, you're going to want to have to take control of this game. Mark, it's looking dark. That rhymed unintentionally. Kingsley, tribute is over. Hey, listen, you know, I've been watching football way too long to say this game is over. So I'm not going to say that. I am not going to say that. But let's see what this Portugal team is made of. I knew Croatia was going to be... Croatia are a stubborn team, folks. Remember, Harry Kane ended up saving England in the end. Wonderful through ball here. Mendes with a foot race. But Croatia looking more comfortable on the ball. Very composed. A nice through ball in there. Could it be offside? It's onside. Number 2, folks. Is it offside? Is it offside? I think it's offside. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Croatia slicing Portugal apart there. But I knew it was offside. That's why I didn't celebrate. Just a little. Yeah, he's about a foot off. So, you know, Portugal keeping their back four really well, folks. So, Kelly, welcome. My cousin Kelly from New York. Kelly, should I say you're my favorite cousin and get myself in trouble? So, Kelly, yes, you know, what a game, folks, what a game. Croatia, like I told people, do not underestimate Croatia. I just saw Daricio Chitlango has subscribed. And we have people from all over the planet as well. So, I really appreciate that, Kelly. Welcome. And, of course, be sure, folks, to share with your friends and family. Like, subscribe, and comment. Drop your predictions. And we have people all over the planet on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Facebook Live, folks. We are everywhere. So, Bridgie is saying, go Croatia. Kelly is all invite Isha. Lorena Ramdin Shaw, right? The pressure is on. So, yes. So, folks, I will switch my audio on the TikTok back to the nice mic, but I'm letting it charge, folks. I'm letting it charge. So, Leao, could Leao get something back? Hitting the bar, folks, Croatia. Portugal almost equalizing. And Leao, folks, showing how dangerous he is. Leao showing how dangerous he is, conjuring up a shot and hitting the bar. So Croatia are going to want to calm down, folks. They are going to want to calm down because when the game is played at that pace, how unlucky Leao is. Putri has liked. People, let me know where you're liking from. I think the chat is going absolutely nuts. People, let me know how you think this game is going to go. Predictions. Kelly, haha, USA all the way. Of course, Kelly. Of course. They got a great win last night. Pochettino, Team USA. Exceeding expectations in this tournament, folks. People, you know, a lot of people doubted Pochettino, but they were wrong. Croatia on the ball here, folks. This is where you want these players on the ball there. Overlapping around Perisic, marauding down the left side. You can see Perisic taking on his man again. Perisic with a shot on goal, folks. It's not Perisic. It wasn't Perisic. It's Susic. Another Inter Milan fan, folks. Folks, if you know me, I'm an Inter Milan fan. My Inter Milan boys are stepping up. So look at the replay. Leao. Excellent shot from Leao, beating the keeper and hitting the bar, folks. So wow. Cute boop. I gave you the score already. I'm seeing better with my glasses. I hope you guys like my new glasses. I only recently started wearing glasses. So a corner for Croatia. Susic, the Inter Milan fan, creating a chance. Game turned on its head. So, Forza Inter. Yes. Redo is an Inter Milan fan as well. So, Croatia whipping it in. Portugal clearing it, trying to get a counter-attack. Modric using his experience there. Trying to head it down. So, Croatia, strategic fighting. Modric using his experience. They're taking a yellow like a champ. And Kelly... Kelly, you're always telling me that since I was a kid. Folks, you all don't know this, but Kelly's actually cut my hair when I was a teenager. And, you know, when I had all those cool hairstyles, it was from Kelly. So I remember that, Kelly. Don't think I forgot. Wow, folks, what a game. What a game compared to the one, the last couple of streams. This is very exciting. And, you know, Portugal fans... Can Portugal come back? Can Croatia see this off? Like, folks, I have been watching games. This is what we want. Cute boop. This is what we love. Excitement and adrenaline. Yes, correct. And I will reconnect my mic on this just now. So I hope it works and it sounds good on TikTok as well. For the people that are on TikTok. And, you know, like I said, special thank you, Putra Putri, subscribed on Facebook. So I appreciate that. So the followers are going up. We're trying to get to 1,000 on TikTok here tonight, folks. And we're already 3,200 on YouTube. And at the end of the World Cup, we want to have 10,000. So ball in. Cristiano Ronaldo. Did he score? And is it a goal? It's offside, folks. He was getting ready to do the see. But no. But this is where Ronaldo is, folks. He is very angry. He's very angry. So Croatia are going to be happy about. Are they going to check it? Are they going to check it? So let's see. Let's see, folks. Is it offside? Ah, boy, he looks onside, folks. He looks onside. I don't know. I think he looks onside, folks. Redo, is he onside? TikTok, is he onside? Candice is saying, please be offside. It looks onside, folks. It looks onside to me. I could be wrong. Yeah, it looks that way. But Croatia needs to calm down. New Isabella has joined. I think they're checking, but I think it's offside. I think it's onside from what I'm seeing. Listen, I'm no fan, but you know, fair is fair. But they're checking. But it looks like everybody's pretty confident it's offside. I don't know. So folks, they're checking. Ronaldo looks like he's on the verge of tears. I think, you know, that's the emotion and how much this means to him. Harrison Wells, that was a great finish, though. So Blaze just joined. Offside, outside, wrong side. So folks in the chat, let me know. Do you think it's offside? Conceição and Semedo are coming on. So that means they're going to attack down the wings. Conceição, a player from Juventus who tends to infuriate me a lot. He's very theatrical. So I think the call is done. Portugal are making 3 substitutions. So Vitinha is coming off. So Conceição is a very speedy, mobile player. They're bringing on the number 9 and also Semedo. So Semedo is a wide player, so they're going to try to get down the wings. There looks like a lot of confusion on the pitch there. A lot of the players, what's going on with Portugal? There seems to be a lot of confusion. Some players don't want to come off. You know, if they want to get back in this game, they're going to have to be very calm. So the goal is offside, I think. I think it's, yes, it is offside. It is offside. If you are going to give Colombia no goal for a toe, Ronaldo's head, his arm, and his shoulders are offside. So it's offside, folks. It is offside. I know there's some Ronaldo fans in my chat. So Croatia are going to have to pay attention to this because, of course, they're going to attack. And Portugal forcing a turnover deep in a dangerous area for Croatia. See, Candice is saying he's throwing a tantrum. So, folks, let me know, are you Team Ronaldo or Team Messi? I'm seeing invite $signs to co-host now. So, Portugal, naturally, folks, I mean, you didn't expect Portugal not to respond. So, Croatia are going to have to use their experience, keep things tight, because I've seen many games like this in the round of 32 so far where teams scored. And ask Belgium, ask Congo, where a lot of people joined in and they were winning and then those teams lost. So, we have a lot of time to go, folks. We have a lot of time to go. Portugal are going to have to keep their cool. Their tempers are kind of going up. So Ronaldo, Viega, Ramos in the box. Mendes taking the free kick. Whipped in. Is Ronaldo going to get at the end of it? And I think it was... I can't see who got on the end. Is it Diaz? Or Leao? I think Leao joined in. So Kelly, none. USA all the way. So Kelly, I know you're USA. And if Trinidad was there, you'd probably support Trinidad. For me, it is Argentina. That's my team, folks. But I want to show you all, even though I'm an Argentina fan, you're not going to see me disrespecting Portugal. I want you all to remember that, folks. Remember that. And, you know, I know my EXTV is like. So, user just joined in. Kelly, everybody else. So, like I said, I appreciate the likes, folks. Kelly and everybody else. Share with everybody in the farm. Get them to join in. Harrison Wells, that was a great finish. It was. And, you know, let's see how this game goes. We're going to try to get the followers up to 1,000, Kelly. So, let's do that. And everybody, all my loyalists and the people in Facebook as well. So, we're 64 minutes in. I think there's going to be a hydration break soon, which will be great for Croatia. Modric is upset about something. So, Croatia has not been getting the favorable calls, but in this case, they got the offside. Portugal are complaining it's a foul. Nah. That's going to be a harsh PK if they give that. That's going to be a harsh PK. But you don't know in this tournament. You don't know. I could see arguments both ways. So they're checking for a pen. Wow. So possible penalty for Portugal. Rigged. I said rigged. So I'm going to say something very controversial, folks, and it's going to get a hot take. So they're checking for a penalty. A lot of people keep saying that Lionel Messi is favored by FIFA and Argentina. I'm going to say this loud for the chat to hear. Wasn't it the same FIFA when Ronaldo got that red card in the last qualifier where he was supposed to miss 2 games that FIFA said, you know what? No, we're going to wipe that red card and you're just going to have to miss 1 game. Apparently, people forget that, folks. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying that, you know, hey. So, Redo, is that a PK? Could be because he didn't contest the ball. So, is this going to be a penalty? Leodan Peña has liked. Welcome. Is it a penalty? Is this a pen? Let's see, folks. Portuguese fans will be hoping. Modric is very unhappy. Let's hear what the ref has to say. I'm listening. So, it's a penalty for Portugal, folks. It's a penalty for Portugal. I think it's a legit call, folks. Why does... Gosh, I mean... Oh, my God. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Do you all think it's a legit penalty? Ronaldo. I bet Ronaldo's going to score. Of course, he's going to take the pen. Of course, folks. I mean, who's going to take the penalty kick? Come on. We all know who's going to take the penalty kick. Come on. So, Cristiano Ronaldo wants to get on that score sheet. You know, the penalty stat merchant. Some people call him that. I won't. That's one of Portugal's problems, always depending on penalties. Bridget Candice saved the damn thing. Ray T has joined. So, folks, if you see his last 5 penalties for club and country, 1 missed, 3 score. And he tends to hit low, folks. So, let's see it, folks. Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is going to take the penalty, folks. The man who some people say should not be here, who's had a 50-50 tournament so far. Is he going to score? And he scored, folks. Portugal won. Croatia won. You know, he got his penalty. He's crying, of course he is. I think Croatia are going to be very annoyed. But I think, honestly, the penalty was the right call. I think the penalty was going to be I think the penalty was the right call. So it's 1-1, folks. Like I said, I told you guys this game wasn't over. I've been watching this game way too long to say the game is done. And I think this game still isn't done, folks. I think Croatia, you knew Portugal were going to react to that goal. And I think Croatia should have maybe managed that game a little bit better. I still think, I'm looking at the replay, I spoke to a lot of people, you know, who are referees and so on, and they say sometimes, you know, the penalty kicks look way worse than they really are. And of course, you know, he hasn't really done much in the game. I'm going to be very honest. But, you know, he scored a penalty because that's what he does. That's what he does. So, cute boop. All right, 1 more for Croatia to solidify my prediction, 2-1. So, cute boop. You're seeing it. El Chelito has joined. Kingsley goal, of course. So I think where the tactical error was made, you know Portugal was going to attack. And they were going to step it up a little bit. But I think Croatia allowed Portugal to play at a pace that made them uncomfortable. When they're playing at the pace that they were before, I think Croatia flourishes. But when you allow Portugal to come at you like that and run all over the pitch and you try to go toe-to-toe with them, you will struggle, folks. So it's 1-1, folks. And I think, look at Ronaldo. Look at this guy. My God. See! So where's Ali? What club and team do you support? So I support Inter Milan. I've always supported Inter Milan. And I have a lot of love for Boca Juniors. But Inter Milan is my team. And Argentina is my one and only national team. That's to answer your question, where's Ali? Come on, Croatia, come on. Don't let that man win. Santos just joined. So, folks, Kingsley, they came back, folks. So, Croatia are probably mad because I think if they held on until the hydration break, I think Portugal, that would have hurt Portugal. So, Portugal probably are really happy to get that goal before the hydration break. When I hear Inter, I know you're an OG. Yeah, I'm a proper Inter Milan fan. Javier Zanetti is my favorite player. There's an Inter Milan fan group for some really loyal fans as well. So shout out to those guys, Kirby, Vish, everybody. if you guys are watching my stream. Ehete Yosefe. Am I pronouncing that correctly? So people, how do you think this game is going to go, folks? I'm going to catch my breath a little bit. And let's see. I'm making sure my phone is not charging the way I would like, folks. It is not charging. So Jem Lopez has joined. A lot of people are joining as well. So it's the hydration break, folks. And I will be fixing my audio on the TikTok very soon. I'm going to let it charge up and we'll probably get a couple minutes in. Why is my clock saying 119 minutes? I'm sorry, folks. That's wrong. That is wrong. Why is it saying that? Why is the clock saying 119 minutes on my stream? That can't be right. I'm going to have to fix that, folks. So I think it's correct now. What the hell? Why was it saying that? That's crazy. That is crazy. So I just fixed it. I didn't know my clock was wrong on the screen, folks. So Athena, welcome Athena, another regular. So like I said, folks, Ronaldo, see. The pen merchant has scored, folks, because he dominated the game so much. But anyway, so it's 1-1. Hydration break. I think Croatia would have been mad at themselves for not managing the game a little bit better. Because I think they held off for a couple seconds. I think they made a crucial error of allowing Portugal to dictate the pace. And let's be real, after Croatia's score, you knew Portugal were going to respond. You all knew Portugal were going to respond. So that's not entirely surprising. So Ronaldo coming on. He has that face. Croatia, folks. Are we going to see another situation where a team was leading and then they throw away the game? We saw it with Congo. We saw it with Belgium and why can't I remember the name of it? Senegal. So, folks, October. Andre, what are your thoughts? Mark the Shark, folks. What are your thoughts on the hydration break? I mean, I understand the reason for making them. As a man who, I studied sport management and I did exercise science. Because of the weather, now players were having serious medical issues. And, players were having, fatalities and so on. So, the commercialization, and a lot of people have a problem with it. Perisic with a long throw-in. So, Croatia are going to want to get back into this game. But just to answer your question, I don't really have much of a problem. DJ Rogers, welcome. Did Portugal really respond, though it wasn't a play-initiated goal? Correct. I think it was a little bit fortuitous. A fortuitous moment for Portugal. But, that's the game, folks. Croatia are going to have to continue playing. Like, if I was Dalic, I would speak to my players and say, guys, just get back into the game, focus, do what you were doing. You all were containing them before. And, of course, Portugal, Roberto Martinez, he made his changes. I saw Conceição, who's a fast dribbling player. I think he saw that Vitinha wasn't effective, so he brought him on. I think it's that Diaz came on as well. So maybe to get some mobility and experience in that midfield. And, of course, I'm not sure if we're going to see Modric play out in 90 minutes. And Croatia seeing the ball out there. So, Croatia, if you're Dalic, this is a team, they are experienced at this level. But this is the big boy part of the tournament, folks. Who is going home today? So, we asked the question, can Portugal respond? And they did. They got a penalty. They got a goal in the back of the net that was ruled for offside. So, Portugal now are applying the pressure, which I'm surprised they didn't do much before. So let's see if this Croatia team has the legs. While they have a young midfield, it is an Asian. I'm seeing Drake in the crowd there. Drake got the ire of the Argentinian fans when he said that Canada were better than Argentina in the Copa America. And Kendrick Lamar and him had a beef about that because Kendrick Lamar was supporting Argentina. And I like Kendrick Lamar more anyway. So it's 1-1. What a game, folks. What a game. Cristiano Ronaldo fans. See! So Leao taking on his man. This is where you don't want Leao. But well tackled by Perisic. Sorry, not Perisic. But Leao hasn't had that much success. He's a very dynamic, fast player. Portugal now are applying that pressure and forcing Croatia to make those errors. And pickpocketed. So Croatia do have that. They could also get physical if they need to. And you can see this is where Croatia now winning the ball, trying to launch a counter-attack. Very calm on the ball. Going down that left side, Perisic once again, creating that 1-2, but stopped. Well stopped by Diaz. The ball won back by Croatia. Kovacic is a very physical, mobile player. He's not going to go down without a fight. Taking on his man. Shot by Kovacic. Oh my God, he hit the post. Kovacic hitting the post. Kovacic again. Another shot. Wow. Folks, we have a game here. Wow. Kovacic hitting the post and forcing a great save. What a player. Running past one player. Another player. And hitting the post, folks. I told you Kovacic is a proper baller, folks. Ex-Inter Milan player. I wish we still had him, but we don't. He's now at Manchester City. Then slicing a perfectly hit ball straight into Portugal. Portugal, to be fair, was straight at the keeper, but forcing a save. So Croatia has a lot to say, folks. This game is not done. What a sequence, of course. Athena, Luka Modric got to step up. Hope it's like he's been playing well, to be fair. Folks, what do you think about that segment so far? So the ball whipped in, corner for Croatia, and safely headed over the bar. And, you know, Portugal, every time they get a little confident, Croatia responds, folks. So Croatia, Portugal trying to start a counter-attack. Well won by Croatia, showing their physicality. Modric on the ball here, showing his experience, just like Lionel Messi. And this is where Portugal are dangerous, folks. They are dynamic in this particular area. Perisic doing well. Down the left side again, a cross whipped in. This could be something for Croatia here. The ball is in the box. This could be something here, folks. Well saved, folks. Portugal are on the back foot right now. An excellent save by the Portugal keeper, closing down that angle. Wow. Wow. What a back and forth game. And I would say Croatia at least, you know, have had the better chances in the last 5 or 10 minutes. And Matanovic. So Modric getting in the game there, folks. This is what you don't want if you're a Portugal fan. You don't want him dictating the play. Croatia with some neat passes, but well blocked by, I think it's Conceição. Could be. I can't see. So wow, folks, we're in a proper game. We are in a proper game, folks. So another corner here. Stanisic pushing up the field there. You know, they getting a throw in. So they are not afraid to take on Portugal. And they hit the post, folks, and forcing a bunch of saves from Portugal. So Kovacic, I said, folks, I told you guys about Kovacic. This game is far from over. Who will end? Who will go home, folks? Is it Croatia? Is it Portugal? Croatia showing that they're not afraid. Very calm play down the right side. A cross in. Almost falling to Perisic once again. Almost identical replay of the first goal. Trying to release Leao. Leao falling over. The physicality of the game getting to Leao a little bit. So Costa with some great saves earlier, folks. Or else it would probably be 2-1 to Croatia right now. Kovacic, I'm seeing Emmanuel Wuniji has liked on Facebook. Cross in by Perisic. Right now, Portugal defending, trying to clear the ball. Leao trying to shield and take some pressure off of Portugal to launch a counter-attack. A long ball. But Croatia applying enough pressure where they could not launch an effective counter-attack, folks. Whoa! YDNAR, welcome. Miguel MVP. What a game, folks. What a game. So Croatia using that physicality and technical skill. Out left once again, Perisic. Going on that left side. That's where he's favorite. He's very calm. Crossing in. Ooh. Almost meeting the head of the Croatian striker, which is Budimir. But headed away by Viega in the end. And Croatia applying that pressure, not allowing Portugal. They're trying to get to that outlet of Leao. But Leao is being pushed back, folks. Leao is being pushed back. So, Emmanuel, I see that you're following. I appreciate that a lot. Folks, what a game. I cannot rest. I am not getting a chance to rest, folks. I'm not getting a chance to rest. I will be switching the mic soon. Salam Jaite has joined in the TikTok. Whoa. I am starting to lose my voice. We're approaching the 80th minute. Portugal equalizing with a pen from Cristiano Ronaldo. But Croatia has created 3 chances, 2 clear ones in the last couple minutes and have turned on a gear, folks. They don't want to go to extra time. So Roberto Martinez on the sideline speaking to his player. The hydration break. Dalic has spoke to his players. And I think this, if Croatia was playing like this, I don't think Portugal would have equalized, if I'm being very honest. But in the end, will the lack of finishing hurt Croatia? We've seen games where teams played really well, didn't take their chances and lost in the end, folks. They lost in the end. So, Portugal, not in possession. The opposite of the first half. Croatia. I would love to see. Let me pull up the momentum maps here on my SofaScore stats here, folks. Let's see. Let's see if I can get that really quickly. Where is it? Hey, 1-on-1. 2-1 for Croatia, folks. 2-1. What am I seeing? What am I seeing? Is it offside? Is it offside? Wow, I think it's offside. I think it's offside. Let's take a look, folks. I think it may be on. If he's off, it's like an elbow, folks. That's very close. They're going to have to look at that. They are going to have to look at that. Susic, the Inter Milan fan. Ref, you're going to have to look at that. If you don't look at that, I'm going to call BS on that one. They're going to have to at least look at it, folks. At least look at it. That, wow, these offsides are narrow, folks. I think if this was the previous World Cup, maybe the ones before, that would have been a goal. I'm seeing Jan Rampasad has joined. Wow, folks. Croatia, come on, Croatia. If Croatia keeps playing like this, folks, and this is also Cristiano Ronaldo's first knockout goal, a pen. Folks, what do you think about that? So Ronaldo is coming off. I think with Ronaldo off, it actually helps Portugal, folks. And I'm not saying that to be facetious. I think with him coming off, it's going to cause a lot more mobility up front for Portugal. And we'll see. We'll see. So I saw MD Hridoy Khan. Very unusual names. Let me know where you guys are from and the followers, folks. So I guess it's offside. I guess it's offside. I think in a couple minutes, I'm going to switch back to my other mic, folks. I'm going to switch back to my other mic on TikTok. Rosalind Joseph. So Croatia, folks, that couple seconds where they were looking at the goal may have given Portugal a chance to regroup. So Croatia are going to have to be careful. They don't sit back too much. Now that Cristiano Ronaldo is off, we're going to see he doesn't add that mobility you had in the past. And this may be a bit of a problem for Portugal, I've always said. So Ronaldo is off. And Ramos is on. So very clever defending by Croatia there. So with Ramos on, he adds a bit more dynamism. He's a bit younger. Ronaldo's on the sideline looking a little bit stressed. And, let's see how it goes, folks. This game is very tight, folks. Very tight. If you're a Portuguese and a Croatia fan, you are probably sitting at the edge of your seats right now. So the match momentum, you could see on the spikes there, Croatia have definitely stepped it up. The ref saying play on. Ramos kind of diving theatrically there, asking for the foul. And at least now, finally, you can say maybe there's a call that went Croatia's way a little bit. I can't show it. It's copyright. I'm sorry. So I can't, but I could do the watch along as well. In a couple of minutes, I will switch the mic. So we are in the 82nd minute. Portugal now are starting to apply a bit more pressure. I think that's why Portugal made those subs to bring some speed in there. So we have Neves, Ramos, Conceição, Silva, and Semedo on. So I guess these guys with Ramos on, it will probably cause some different questions for Croatia. So Kingsley Cristiano Ronaldo scored his first ever goal in the knockout stage, but he got subbed off. I hope Portugal go through. Yeah, I mean, I understand the stress you Portugal fans are going through. From this stage going forward, I'm going to be like this for the Argentina game. I'm going to be stressed. I'm going to be stressed. I'm probably not going to be so much fun for this Argentina game, folks, tomorrow. Croatia ushering the ball out. So Croatia doing enough. So do we see a situation like look at that offside. Wow. But I think it was. Yeah, his from his head onwards, it was offside. So at least we have the technology to verify. Cute boop, Ronaldo does always do that. He defeats himself and the team. So I actually think, Portugal might be a bit more dangerous with the substitutions because now up front there's a bit more mobility. Semedo with a little bit of flair there. And Modric running like he's a 20-year-old. That shows you that. So Mendes going up the wing, trying to apply some pace. Beating his man. And we have seen a lot more speed since Ronaldo came off, folks. And I'm not saying that to be mean. And it fell to the wrong guy. Conceição. That's why Ronaldo has to be subbed. Yeah, the thing is, when you bring on this guy, it adds a bit more mobility to the team, folks. It adds a bit more mobility to the team. So, yes, it was offside, Candice. What a game, folks. What a game. My phone died really fast, but it's taking really long to charge back up, folks. I don't know why that's happening. But But maybe it's because of all the activity. So I really appreciate all the followers. I want to get that TikTok up to 1,000 followers tonight, folks. So let's do that. Let's do that. Some people mess with my TikTok, so I have to work twice as hard to get it back up there. So everybody who's in there, be sure to like, follow, share with your friends. And not just that, we'll be doing draws and giveaways. We have Mark Molino in the chat who was one of the winners. So folks, with 85 minutes in, who is going to snatch this? Are we going to go to extra time? Is somebody going to break somebody's heart today? Croatia created a lot of chances, got the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled offside. So we had 2 goals ruled for offside. Change of pace will cause chaos. So let's see, folks. Let's see. If Portugal are going to have that last surge, are they going to go to extra time? Are both teams going to go for it? And I think bringing on Diaz and so on in the midfield adds that mobility. Getting in behind, this is where Conceição is dangerous. He does this for Juventus all the time, but well stopped. Perisic using his experience there, folks. So the 2 veterans are still on the pitch. Aesthetics. Dina has joined. I'm starting to feel cold, folks, in here. My studio is super cold. Wow. So let's see. 5 minutes, and there may be a decent amount of extra time because there were 2 pauses for the penalty check and 2 offside checks. So I'm thinking it could be at least 7 minutes of extra time. It could be. Maybe more. So Mendes taking the free kick, folks. Sorry, the corner kick. I have to catch my breath, folks. So a lot of jostling in the box there. Whipped in. And it was headed away in the end there. Safely wide, not on target. I'm just trying to pull up some stats here, folks. So it was headed wide in the end by Vega. Safely away from goal, not on target. Maybe headed down for someone else to slide in. Maybe that was the plan. Number 13 for Portugal. I need a hydrate. Yes, I do. My throat is killing me. I have some water here. And some, what you call, electrolytes. Samantha, sexy Samantha, 868 Ghost. Everybody else, welcome as well. So, 3 minutes to the 90th minute, folks. How is this game going to go? So Croatia kind of slowing things down, I think, which I think is a smart tactical move to kind of deflate Portugal and their attacking. Control the game to a pace that's comfortable for them. That's when they're most dangerous. And then they could start doing their combination plays. Maybe see things out. We're going to see how much extra time. I think how much extra time dictates how I think both teams are going to play. I'm going to guess in the chat. Chat, how long do you think... how much extra time you think is going to take place? We had 2 stoppages for 2 offside appeals and a penalty discussion. So that can be a lot of time. Sivan John, welcome. Sivan, welcome, my buddy. What do you think? What do you think? And Sivan John, share this with a lot of friends. You know, we want to get to that 1,000 mark tonight. So out wide. A cutback. Beating Vega. And it's almost, wow, folks. Another chance for Croatia. Heading just wide. What a chance. What a chance for Croatia, folks. What a chance for Croatia. I think it was, but I can't see, folks. Who is that? Susic with an in-swinging cross to, let me make sure I get the name correctly. That was very close, folks. That was very close. Oh, Pasalic, sorry. And easily getting past the defense of Portugal, folks. So what it's showing here, you can't get at this Portugal defense, folks. You can't get at this Portugal defense. This is a game on a knife edge, folks. So, wow. The amount of chance Croatia is missing might bite them. I think so. I think so, Steven John. If you don't take your chances in these games, I think it will come back to bite you if you don't take them. They have created a lot of chances, hit the post, missed some chances. As you knew, Isabella, Croatia hasn't won a knockout game in 90 minutes since 1998, beating Germany. That's right. And I think they had, I forgot his name, the big striker for Croatia back then. Why chat, remember his name? So everybody in the chat, let me know how I think the extra time is going to be. Yasin Arafat Rana, welcome to the Facebook chat as well. And Croatia folks are picking their moments, and when they control the play, they're dangerous, folks. So Portugal now are trying to negate that by applying some pressure, so forcing a long clearance by Croatia. But Croatia are doing well with those 50-50 balls, folks. So I think you could see this is a very tactical game, because Portugal realized what Croatia were doing, so they were trying to press. So, Diaz in the midfield. Leao out wide. They're going to try to overload on those sides with pace. So you have Mendes and Leao still on. So Croatia are going to try to tighten things up here. They're not afraid to defend. Luka Modric not looking tired at all, folks. I'm very impressed by Luka Modric and Perisic. Leao having some trouble there, but fortuitous to get the ball back there, folks. So we have 10 minutes. We were correct, folks. 10 minutes of extra time. Croatia is making the more inventive and better attacking sequences. But can they finish, folks? India White, welcome. Stole a golden boot from Batigol. What was his name? Oh, yes, Suker. Davos Suker. That was his name. I forgot that. So a corner for Portugal. They have been winning the headers, but not on target. So I just got another follower there. Sai Kat Ahmed, welcome. Welcome in the Facebook. And folks, everybody who's subscribing and joining in, drop a comment and let me know where you're from. So we're about 60 seconds into stoppage time of 10 minutes. And it's a Portugal corner. Portugal have been winning headers. And once again, headed by, I think that's Diaz. Well, there's two of them on the field, folks. But headed away by Diaz. And yeah, India White, welcome as well. So Croatia making a substitution as well. So Vlasic is coming off. And I think that's just to kind of tighten things up a bit. And he's bringing on Vardiol, which is interesting. We didn't talk about how he didn't start. He was an outstanding defender in the last World Cup. So it's definitely a defensive substitution. The Manchester City player is coming on. I mean, everybody talks about what Messi did to him in the last World Cup, but he is a great defender. And, Croatia, with 10 minutes, I think the length of the extra time will dictate how they're doing this. I think they will dictate how they're doing this. So I don't want to say we're definitely going to extra time. I've seen a lot of things happen in these games in extra time. Nestor William Disconsola, welcome. Welcome. That was a mouthful for me. So I'm going to have to pace my voice as well, folks. Doing these watch-alongs are very demanding. Usually I have James or somebody else to kind of share the load with me. But this could be... Yeah, that's a horrendous dive there. That's a shameless dive there by Mendes. The Portugal players are furious, but it is a dive. But I can understand, you're passionate and you want to get that. So Portugal now are starting to kind of turn on the pressure again. So Croatia now are going to have to keep their shape, trying to launch a counter-attack. So Portugal, I think Portugal are going to try to go for it, folks. And they're going to have to, but they're going to have to be careful. So they're going to Leao, who has that pace on the wings. He hasn't been very successful tonight. And, he's trying to stretch that Croatian defense with not much success, folks. Let's admit that. He hasn't had much success. So once again, Croatia winning some tackles, but the ball falling kindly to Portugal, which allows them to have some possession again. So Nestor Williams, Dicosola, welcome. So Portugal going down that left side all the time with Leao, whipping the ball in. And it's a goal for Portugal, folks. The substitute for Cristiano Ronaldo, Ramos. Could this be heartbreak for Croatia, folks? Could this be heartbreak for Croatia? Like I said, folks, you don't take your chances. You don't take your chances. You go home, folks. So, Leao, he may not have had the best game tonight, but that delivery, and interestingly enough, Ramos comes on and scores. Ronaldo hugging him as well. Do you think if Ronaldo was on, he would score that game? So they're looking at it. It looks onside. Nobody's really contesting it. And I think he was in between two defenders. Croatia's coach Dalic is not going to be happy with that. But I've seen this so many times in this World Cup. Guardiola, folks, he came on to tighten things up, and he was the one that has now allowed Ramos to score that goal. So Martinez is celebrating on the sideline there, folks. So is it a little too late now for Croatia? Is that it? I actually kind of blame Vardiol for that one. He came on and he did not deal with that well. And Ramos getting in between the centre-backs and getting that goal, folks. So Kingley, I know Kingley is very happy. I know there's some people, I'm seeing there's some people that are pro and against Portugal winning. Modric looks deflated. And if you're a Croatian fan, this must be deflating because you played really well. You have 5 minutes of time left. Portugal scoring late. What is going to happen, folks? What is going to happen? So Modric shaking his head. Is it at a resignation of defeat? Can they come back? He has a right to be, as I said, no faith in Croatia. And I guess it's deflating, but Gvardiol coming on and making a mess. What are they doing? They're making a substitution. So a little shot on the Croatian fans. They think that they can still come back in, and why not? Kovacic is coming off. I thought maybe you would have taken off Modric and kept Kovacic on, but Modric is staying on. So that's an interesting substitution. So Kovacic is off. And Kramaric is on. I'm guessing that big number 9 to get the ball in there maybe. So Croatia, who has been creating chances but not converting, has hurt them. Croatia now with a chance in the box, whipping it in. They're going to have to go for it now, folks. And at least they're going for it, unlike Austria and those other teams. If you're Gvardiol, you're probably going to be very angry that you probably once again cost your team a spot in the next round. I mean, we saw what Messi did to him, but he came on and he could have done better. And, credit to Ramos. He got between those defenders and scored that goal. And I felt as if they kind of got in each other's way. So Marta, tackler 675. Redo, everybody else. Can Croatia come back? I think it's going to be a little bit more than 10 minutes. Maybe it'll probably go to 11 minutes. Perisic whipping it in. Into the box. Portugal clearing frantically, but out the box right now. Portugal are just going to want to get it out. Croatia now forcing Portugal to defend. This is what maybe the other teams didn't do in the last games. We saw it with Austria. We saw it with Sweden. Gvardiol has come on and he's not doing much, folks. I'll be honest. It seems like he can't keep up with the pace of the game. That's what you get when you bring on defenders. Sometimes they're not up to speed with the game. Think Croatia lost it, conceding at a very wrong moment. Yes, I think that 10 minutes killed them in the end. I think if it went in 90 minutes, they could have regrouped. And, listen, kudos to Portugal. You have to take your chances, folks. Overall, Croatia played better, but goals win you games, folks. It's as simple as that, folks. Goals win you games. Perisic is angry about something. Who's that for? Who's that yellow card for, folks? Should I put my mics back on? I'm going to put my mics back on really quickly, folks. So I'm going to put my mics back on. I hope they work. So I hope you guys are hearing me okay. I'm going to put this on. I hope it's working. So people in the TikTok, let me know if you're hearing me as well. I don't know if it's on. I don't know if it's on. People in the TikTok, are you guys hearing me? Let me know. TikTok, give me a thumbs up if you're hearing me in the chat. Let me know. Let me know as well. If my audio is off in the TikTok, let me know, folks. So this is going to be a crazy finish, folks. This is going to be a crazy finish. This is going to be a crazy finish. So let me see. Is my microphone on? I don't know if it is, folks. Are you guys hearing me in the TikTok? You hearing me okay? Okay, good. Okay, great. Are you hearing me better? Because I put the mic back on. As you can see here. I'm not seeing the lights on, though, so I'm worried. So maybe you guys are just hearing the phone. Whatever. Croatia. Can they salvage this, folks? So they are going at it. And getting a corner. Gvardiol. If you are a fan of Gvardiol. Perisic is claiming a handball. So, they're going to have to pick up the pace, folks. Modric is probably going to take the corner. What an ending to this game, folks. And like I said, we've seen this so many times in the knockout stages. Teams doing well and then, in the end, eventually just not really conceding. Why is my stream saying 100 minutes? Because that's not... Did I touch something? Why is my time saying that? That's not correct. That's not correct. I think that I don't know why my clock is acting crazy, folks. I'm trying to fix it. I think it's okay now. My clock was doing crazy things. On the stream, it's still saying the same way, folks. I don't know why that's happening. So I think my clock isn't working well, folks. I think it's taken a little while to change. And I don't know why that's happening. My clock is still saying 144 on the screen. So I don't know why my clock is glitching. So I think maybe we may go to maybe 10 or 12 minutes. There was a couple of idle stoppages. Can Croatia create something? I think they can at least maybe create one chance, maybe, to get back into this game and snatch this. This is going to be very tough. If you're a Croatian fan, this is going to hurt, but you have to take your chances. Can Vardiol redeem himself after that slack piece of marking? Croatia out wide. He's going to have to cross the ball in. Modric in there. And Modric not having the legs to keep it in. And I think maybe that's it, folks. I think maybe that's the last play. Portugal are going to milk those moments. I could see the heartbreak on the Croatians, folks. I don't know why my clock is doing that, folks. That's ridiculous. I'm going to try to fix that really quickly. My clock is showing a ridiculous amount of time, which is wrong. I don't know why it's doing that. So I think it should be okay now, folks. I don't know why it's doing that. So we're approaching... if you're a Portuguese fan, you want the whistle to blow right now. If you're a Croatia fan, you don't even want to see that whistle. I think they're probably going to have about 40 seconds again because there were a couple stops. And I think Portugal are just going to try to hold on to the ball. And I think, honestly, that's it, folks. I can't see Croatia coming back. He's just going to run to the byline. They're going to see out that result. Portugal are going to move on to the next round. Conceição with a last attack here. And, you know, they're going to want the ball really quickly. And I think in the end, I think that's it. I think they may have done enough. Paul Jordan as well. And can Croatia get one more chance? Can they get one more chance, folks? If you're a Croatian fan, why not? Go for it, folks. Let's see. If you're Portugal, you want that whistle to blow. So, Perisic out left. Perisic trying to cross it in, but in the end, saved. And I think that's it, folks. I think that's it. I don't know what the hell is going on with my score clock. It is acting absolutely crazy and glitching right now. But we're 11 minutes in. I think it's probably going to blow any second now. They probably... there were 2 stoppages, so I could see maybe a couple more seconds. And they're very precise, folks. So, Modric as well. Foul. Can they get the foul? Come on. They're going to have to get it in there, folks. Mountain Man, everybody else, if you're just joining in. This is their last moment, folks. They should be in the box, but they're not. Portugal doing enough to force them back. They're going to have to get it in there, folks. The whistle still hasn't blown yet. Perisic out left. Can Perisic take on his man and get the ball in? Swinging it in. Can it be? Equalizer for Croatia, folks! What? What am I seeing here, folks? Croatia with an equalizer. Wow. What a stubborn team. Wow. 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 What are we seeing here, folks? This is a team that never says die, folks. Wow. Croatia 2. Portugal 2. In the dying seconds. What the hey? What? Also, my scoreline is absolutely nuts right now. I don't know what's going on. I wish I had a tech guy in here to help me handle all these things. My feed is acting actually very crazy. I don't know why the scoreline is saying the wrong thing. It's saying 148 minutes on my clock, which is wrong. I'm going to try to fix that. But folks, what a game! We thought it was done. Croatia equalizing in the dying seconds. Who saw that coming? Guardiol, folks, the guy who I was bashing, redeeming himself. I was blaming him for the goal, and he comes and redeems himself. Wow. And why is my clock saying 149 minutes? This is crazy. Stop it. Why are you doing that? Why is my clock doing that, folks? I'm going to have to fix my clock, folks. Ignore the time on the screen. That's wrong. Oh my God, folks, they're checking to see if it's offside. If you are a Croatian fan and this ref disallows that goal, they're going to be riots. He is not offside. He is not offside, folks. They're trying to say it's a handball, folks. They're saying it's a handball. Oh my goodness, what a crazy game, folks. Folks, that's very cruel, folks. Referee, that's going to be very cruel to Croatia, folks. That's a big call, folks. That is a big call. That is a big call. Let's hear what the ref has to say. It looks like he's disallowing the goal, folks. It's been disallowed. It's been disallowed. Croatia, I think Croatia were robbed, folks. I think Croatia were robbed. I think Croatia were robbed, folks. I think they were robbed. That is a BS call, folks. I think that's a call. Was it intentional? Whatever. Ah, wow. So they said it came off the defender. They said, and the thing is, was it intentional? But they said it's intentional, so that's what it is. That's what it is, folks. That's what it is. That's what it is. That is crazy. That is crazy, folks. That is crazy. That is crazy. Oh my God, ref, come on. Is that's crazy, folks. That is crazy. That is crazy, folks. We're going to have a big discussion about that. Ref, you completely spoiled the game, man. As a neutral, you completely spoiled it. For Portugal fans, I guess you're happy. But wow. Wow. What an ending to this game, folks. The Croatian crowd are furious, folks. They are furious, and I can understand the frustration. So there are arguments pro and against. Modric is very angry. Folks, to be fair, Croatia have not gotten any of the calls the right way. And of course, when the calls go the right way, the certain number 7 doesn't complain, but when they don't go his way. So something is going on. Something is going on here, folks. I don't know what's happening. What is going on? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. Something is going on. I mean, that's pretty much it, folks. This game is done now. Once they kick the ball, it's done. Wow, folks. Wow. So Croatia having the goal in the net, I think 3 times for the night, and disallowed 3 times. 2 times offside, and this time for apparent handball. And yeah, wow, folks, that's going to be contentious. I need to look at that replay again. I didn't get to see it properly. Chat, everybody, was that a legit call? Did the ref make the right call, folks? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. So what's going on here? What's going on? There's a long pause here. There's a long pause. What is going on here? Caribbean Trini, I see that you followed. Are they still looking at it? So they're saying... What are they still looking at? So they're saying the goal is disallowed for offside, not handball. So what are they doing? Why are they taking so long to do this? They already disallowed the goal. So it wasn't a handball. But then the defender headed the ball back, folks. So the ball was headed back by the defender. So they're saying it was not a deliberate head back. Folks, that's a tough call. So they're saying it's not a handball. It was offside. And then the ball was headed to the defender. So they're saying it was not an intentional header. Let's be real, folks. Let's be real, folks. That's a dodgy call. That is a dodgy call. That is a dodgy call. But I think that's it, folks. They're going to have to add on a couple more minutes because of that long stoppage. So Portugal win, folks, full time. What a crazy game, folks. My clock was going all over the place. I don't know what was going on with my clock, folks. But what a crazy game in the end. Portugal edging Croatia 2-1. What a crazy game. Croatia scoring first. Getting the ball in the back of the net twice. It was offside. Ronaldo equalizing with a penalty. And Portugal snatching it at the end. Croatia thought they equalized. And in the end, first they said it was a handball. And now they're saying it's an offside. And the call from Vega, the header back from Vega, was unintentional. So that is going to cause some discussions. That's going to cause. I think on a different day, a different ref will give the discussion. If you want to look at it from that interpretation, then it's the right call. So yes, folks, chat. Portugal made it through, but I don't know, man. I don't know about this one. This one is going to have a lot of discussions. Of course, the Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, Portugal fans are going to be happy. Your guy scored. He made it through. But that's dodgy, man. That is dodgy. That is a dodgy call. And if, the bracket. Let's take a look at the bracket, folks. I'm going to pull it up on my my tablet here. I don't know why my clock was acting all crazy, folks. My clock was saying 140 minutes and a whole bunch of nonsense. So I'm going to have to pay attention to that. So let me pull up the brackets. That, folks, chat. We're going to have a discussion more that for a couple of minutes. People in the chat, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. More life, everybody. Was that the right call? Heartbreak for Croatia, folks. They thought they had this game. Then they were 2-1 behind. And then they thought they equalized. And in the end, Portugal getting the better of them. I don't know, folks. As a neutral, I don't think Croatia could leave this game with their heads in shame. But it must be aggravating for them because it's not like they played poorly. So Luka Modric, what a career. He must be really aggravated to go out like this, But somebody has to go home. And it's Croatia, folks. And that's the knockout stages, folks. That's the knockout stages. So I'm trying to pull up the bracket here. Let me see if I can get it. World Cup bracket. Oh, I have it on my EXTV websites. You can head over to extvmedia.com, folks. We have these things. So extvmedia.com. We have match previews and so on. Let me know if you guys are hearing me to TikTok. I do not watch what's listening to you, Ronaldo, etc. Irks me. Kelly Jeet, well done. Penalty. Doc has joined. So, folks, let me know. So, for Diego Jota. So, Kingsley, I thought you were a Germany fan. But I guess you like Portugal. So, yes, folks. So, let's see. Portugal. Let me pull up the bracket here, folks. I have it on my extvmedia.com website, so you can check it out, folks. Follow me on all the socials you're seeing here. I'm seeing, Crackhead Moods. That's a proper name. Carib Trini. Everybody who's in the TikTok, Facebook, and everywhere else, be sure to follow. We're trying to get the TikTok followers up as well. So if you didn't follow before, I'd appreciate the follow as well. And people on TikTok and YouTube as well, because it really helps the channel, folks. It really does. So let's take a look at the bracket here. So as it stands... let's take a look at the bracket on my screen here. Where is it? So Paraguay will be facing France. Canada will be facing Morocco. Spain will be facing Portugal. That is going to be the next matchup, folks. That is going to be the next matchup. So let's see how that's going to go, folks. Let's see how that's going to go. So Perisic opening the scoring for Croatia with a beautiful finish. But like I said, folks, I didn't get carried away when Croatia were winning. I've seen this so many times in this tournament. Teams playing really well and not seeing out the games. And that's exactly what happened. Perisic scoring a great goal. The ex-Inter Milan and Tottenham player. But in the end, Portugal getting that equalizer through a Ronaldo penalty. Kovacic hitting the post. Croatia creating a lot of chances, folks. A lot of chances. I'm going to pull up some of the stats here, folks. I'm going to head over. EXTV.com has a partnership with SofaScore, so there's the graphics, there are the match previews and all these things over there, folks, so you can check that out. So let's take a look at the stats in the end. Let's take a look at the shot map here. So Portugal getting 15 shots, 5 big chances. Croatia getting 4 big chances, shows you how efficient they are. And a lot of shots on target. You can't really see it here on the screen, folks. But Ronaldo, folks, getting that goal in the knockout stage. I'm going to be honest, folks, in terms, I'm not picking on the guy. He got the penalty, but I think as soon as Ronaldo came off, the game changed. But if you're a Portugal fan, you will be happy with the result. Make no mistake. But if you're an opposition, if you're De La Fuente, you're going to be fancying your chances. So it's going to be a massive matchup, folks. We'll be doing a watch-along for that. Spain, La Roja versus the Seleção of Portugal. What a game, folks. What a game. And, of course, we'll be here tomorrow for the Argentina matchup versus Cape Verde. Wow, I'm looking at the highlights here. So many chances for Croatia to put this game away, and they didn't. And Leao also had a great chance as well where he hit the post when it was 1-1. And that little moment, I think Croatia would won those 2 minutes back when they lost control of the game and got that equalizer. So in the end, Portugal, folks, Andre, we're drinking beer when we come to Trinidad. Well, I'll be heading to Miami soon, Carib. I don't drink, but you could buy me a glass of H2O, water. So I was saying a lot of the people that follow Extra Time TV on TikTok, YouTube, everywhere, the EXTV community, as I call the EXTV Ultras, I will try to meet up with you guys at some point before I leave. So what a game, folks. What a game. And I don't know, I apologize. I don't know why my clock was acting crazy. I do have this tablet here, and I think it may have been touching the keyboard behind, and that may have been causing problems. So full time, Portugal versus Croatia. So that's the matchup, folks. And folks, everybody's talking about the Argentina game and it's easy or whatever. And I don't think so, folks. There are no easy games. This is the knockout stage, and this is a serious part of the tournament. And you can play well, and you can go home. And I think Croatia will be hard done, not by the last call, but a lot of the 50-50 calls didn't go their way. But in the end, Portugal went through. And it was crazy. So Sweet Ahmed has followed on Facebook. I really appreciate that, folks. And Kingsley and everybody else, join me tomorrow for the Argentina game. I'm trying to do reactions, folks, but it's a lot of work. My tech guy is missing in action. I don't know where he is, so I have to do a lot of this work myself. And James is out of the country as well. He'll be back, but we'll be heading to Miami, folks. So the question is, who is going to win this, folks? Who is going to win this trophy? The last time around, we know it was Argentina. France looked like the outright favorites. Some people are saying France didn't really face a real test. I guess you could say that. They have to play Paraguay. I think they are playing a lot of teams that play into France's style of play. So I saw a lot of some comments were filtered. So people were saying, I guess, some naughty things in there. So before we go, Carib. Oh, well, John, why didn't you say that was you, John? So John and Kelly, I really appreciate you guys supporting the TikTok as well. And we've been getting a lot of viewership all over the planet, folks. The last couple TikToks got 12,000, Facebook Lives got 15,000, 12,000. We're up to 3,200 followers on YouTube, folks, and growing. And on the TikTok, we're trying to get our followers up. So when you guys are done, be sure to follow Extra Time TV on TikTok and on Instagram as well. The objective, folks, we have an objective. At the end of this World Cup, we're going to get to 10,000. So, John, welcome. I appreciate the support, John and Kelly and everybody else. Say hello. Say hello to the dogs as well. Lorena, like the live as well. Like I said, folks, what a game. What do you think about that game, folks? I usually spend a couple minutes after the game talking to everybody. Last night was a really late game. But I was really tired for that one. So we have the Argentina game tomorrow, folks. So I'd like you guys to join in for that one. Like I said, folks, when you scan the QR code, if you look at the YouTube version of this, you'll see a QR code on the side of the screen. You get notifications from the EXTV WhatsApp group, news, EXTV updates on the website, and also the hilarious content we have on our social media. Bunch of different content. Plus, we have our match previews as well. So we'll be doing that as well. So, folks, be sure to do that. Like I said, we're aiming for that 10,000 mark. So far, we're going pretty okay. 3,000 on YouTube, so not bad. Not bad as well. I see how Carmen JB has joined as well. I will probably try to do the co-host. So I tried something a little bit different tonight with the TikToks. And in the end, I'm seeing the replay here with the discussion that it was ruled offside. So some people are saying Vega headed the ball back to the attacking player. So look at it here. The ball came in, and they're saying that Vega unintentionally headed the ball back. But folks, that's like that is a thin line, folks. Wayne, Hepsney, and Jasmine, welcome. Thank you for liking as well. The question is, was it deliberate or not? Now, folks, I've played football. I've worked with professional football teams. That ball is coming in. It really comes down to the interpretation of the ref, and there's no way for us to really know. I mean, I don't think it's unintentional. So, I mean, I'm looking at some of the rush commentary, and I'm not very convinced of the argument one of the analysts are making. I think sometimes I'm not afraid to kind of look past the fanboyisms of my team and be fair. But I think that was harsh. So he is saying, why would the player hit the ball back? I think he had no choice. I think he tried to head the ball away, and then he just headed it back. So I think it was intentional, folks. I think Portugal got away with one. And Caribbean people like to be a bit diplomatic in these situations. I think he got away with one. But at the end, Portugal are through. They're going to have to face Spain. Like I said, folks, wherever you all are, I know there's people all over the planet as well, and I'm seeing on YouTube, Twitch, everywhere else. We're live. I'm going to wrap things up in a couple minutes because I'm going to set up the Argentina game for tomorrow. So that game is at 6 p.m., I believe, tomorrow. So we'll probably do our 15-minute chat before the game. I may have a couple guests tomorrow. I'm not sure. And then we'll try to link up with Terry Fennick as well for the next England game. And of course, you can't see it on camera, folks. I did hit my head. You can't really see it. The camera is doing a good job hiding it. But yeah, so Komachi and everybody who's joined. Before you leave, we want to get that TikTok up to 1,000 followers tonight. So let's do that, folks. Before you leave, show your support. We'll be doing this for one game a day. And then for the round of 16, we'll probably try to do all the games. And then I'll be heading to the States for the third place and the final. So I'll try to do something there as well, folks. And, hopefully I'm supporting Argentina and they make it. And I hope they make it. So with that being said, folks, I'll take a couple questions. Kingsley is singing for Diego Jota. So I know if you're a Portuguese fan, you're going to be very happy right now. And I think, like I said, I'll take a couple more questions if anybody's in here, any shout-outs, anything like that. Dr. Mark Daniel has joined as well. So like I said, everybody who's joined in, before you go, the people on TikTok, make sure to follow. We're trying to get to that 1,000 mark. And we have a bunch of hilarious content as well. And for the people on YouTube and so on, TikTok, Twitch, and Facebook, I think we're going to wrap things up. And of course, that wonderful song that you're hearing at the beginning and the ending of these EXTV live streams and match previews are from two local artists, famous artists, Nigel Rojas from Orange Sky and Sun Syndicate, who has done some great hits for Trinidad and Tobago music. You all could Google and check it out. I do have the Spotify link now, folks, so you could listen to that song when you're done. And you could purchase merch as well. You can purchase EXTV merch like this jersey and others from the merch store. It's delivered globally. It's actually easy to get outside the US. You could do donations as well on the YouTube channel. And also you could follow us at extvmedia.com and all those things. It really helps the channel. So tomorrow is Australia, Egypt, and Argentina versus Cabo Verde. So that's an interesting one. It's tomorrow at 5 p.m. Jamaican time. So I think that's 6 p.m. Trinidad and Tobago time. So I'm seeing Carmen, JB. I'm seeing Joshua as well. Mari has joined. So, I will wind things down. It's almost 3 hours we've been doing this. So with that being said, folks, I think I'm going to wrap things up. It's been an absolute pleasure. I want to say a special thank you to everybody. And before you go, like, subscribe, and follow. So like I said, folks, it's been an absolute pleasure. And I'll see you all tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. So with that being said, folks, I think I'm going to wrap things up and enjoy that song from Nigel Rojas and Sun Syndicate called Champions Rising. Take a listen.